Yeah, we find her, that beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So go so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty who's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the pen station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. If you touch as a breezy night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make her heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while, girl. I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, oh, she's so fine. I just wanna take it, beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, welcome back. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Everybody good? Can you hear me loud and clear? Now they hear me? Now they hear me? How's everyone doing? Good? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me, shout out to you. If you're watching me live right now, my name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro studios. Welcome back. We have some things to talk about today. We have two big topics today, but we're going to try to keep it to time. Okay. Welcome back. I appreciate you for always showing your support here, always coming here. Hit that like button on your way in. Let me see who is here. I see my sister D Love. Welcome back, D Love. Good to see you. She says, hit that like button, right? Of course, I have Life with Natu. Hey, Life with Natu. What's going on? How are you? My people are the hello. Same. I have my brother here. Gracious Greatness. Welcome. I have Thato. Good to see you, Thato. How you doing? Good to see you. Who else do we have here already in the chat? We have Open Floor with Tima. Good to see you, Tima. Good to see you. Welcome. I have my brother, Information Man Show. Welcome back. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. We have a bit of things to talk about today. We have quite a bit of things to talk about. So we're going to talk about Tonto Dikeh. Is the Tonto Dikeh Takeover? Who is Tonto Dikeh? Why are we talking about her? Why are we talking about this young lady, right? Tonto Dikeh is 37-year-old young lady, something like that. 37-year-old young lady, actress. I don't think she acts anymore. Nollywood actress, one of the finest, literally fine actress out of Nigeria. She was my favorite actress in terms of acting skills itself, but she's well known, well loved by the Nollywood lovers all around the world. But she's also very controversial, right? Who is Tonto? This is Tonto here. We're talking about Tonto today. Tonto Dikeh, right there. Want an ex? Would you like an ex like Tonto Dikeh? Tonto Dikeh made the news. She made the weekend even more exciting. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? We're doing work, right? Entertaining. But there's some real life lessons in this, right? And we have to come back and talk about it. We had to come back and talk about this, right? Want an ex? Do you want a wife like Tonto? Yes. Somebody say yes. Hit that like button on your way in. Again, my name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro studios. Over here, we talk about relationships. We talk about power, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence, patience, and love. If we have some time, we'll cover marriage. But it's pointless if you don't understand those other things, right? And if you want access to my books, I've written 4 books thus far, 2 on real estate, 1 on digital marketing, and 1 on marriage, co-authored with my wife. This one right here. Okay. If you want to download them, you can absolutely download them for free at loveandprestige.com. And if you're interested in personal coaching, you can always see this scrolling through the screen throughout the show. You can go to lolaandola.com/coaching to book a paid coaching if you want to customize, personalize my personal time, my wife's personal time, helping you navigate this crazy cocoa world, right? So welcome back. Happy Monday to you. You know, Monday is my soft day. So we're going to chill. We're going to have a good time talking about this. If you're not yet a member of the Prestige family on WhatsApp, you can go ahead and join using this link, lolaandola.com/WhatsApp, or you can use this phone number if that link doesn't work for you. But like I said, hit that like button on your way in. We do have some things to react to cover today. Tonto is like the gift that keeps giving, right? So we have to kind of talk about it. All right. But let me do some additional quick shout out before we get into the show. You know, I have to show my loyalty, right? You know, I have to show my loyalty. So, hey, Chinye, good to see you. She said, watching the show while washing my daughter's hair. So I'll be, all right. Good to see you, Chinye. Good to see you. Gomez here. Welcome, Gomez. Good to see you. Who else? Let's see. Who else? I have Isabel Chukura is here. Welcome. All right, good. So let's get into it. Let me first of all share my screen. Hit that like button as you're coming in, okay? Because listen, man, we gotta get everybody in here. This is Tonto and estranged ex-husband, blah blah blah. But this is not the only person that Tonto has had issues with. As a matter of fact, Tonto has had issues with quite a few people. Public issues. She's had issues with acting. I know. I'm sorry. She was trying to act, but she became more popular than her skills. So it's all good, right? Tonto and drugs. Well, she was accused by one of her ex-best friends, Bobrisky, that she's addicted to drugs. That's what Bobrisky said. But anyway, Tonto and music. She tried to do music once upon a time. It was like, honestly, the reason why we watched the video was because it was Tonto. Tonto is beloved, right? So let's see. Nah. Right? And then Tonto and Mr. X, the guy you're looking at on the screen, Tonto claimed he was Mr. X. She came back years later to say, no, that wasn't really the Mr. X. We don't know what to believe. I was watching some people earlier on Auntie B's premiere of the video, and some people were saying, oh, she's been consistent. No, she hasn't been. I don't know what you've been looking at, okay? She hasn't been consistent, and I'll prove that to you today, okay? But anyway, let's keep going. Tonto and Obasanjo's son. Another one, right? Tonto and, of course, Churchill. This guy we're looking at right now. That's his actual name, Churchill, right? Tonto and Funny Bone, a comedian. Tonto and Bobrisky. Yes, they got into it, right? That friendship is over. Tonto and Popogiri. The most latest ex that she had, right? Tonto and some lady that, you know, she does shaky feather on Instagram, Jane Men or something like that. Tonto and politics. She can't make up her mind, right? And probably more recently is Tonto and Folukeda Amola, this lady right here. Oh my God. Odrage Woto. Tonto has had issues with quite a few people, okay? She's had issues with a few people. So we're going to talk about it. You know, you know what? Thank you for Kemi. Was you now? Kemi, was you that said, I saw your comment. You said she has been consistent, right? You watched only the evidence video. What about the story she told before the evidence video? Again, the evidence is receipts, right? She brought out receipts. Guess what? People like this, they also tend to know what to do, not know how to do, right? They know how to keep receipts, right? They know how to keep receipts. But Kemi, I hope that by the end of this session, I'll be able to convince you otherwise. That no, this young lady right here, no, she's she's been consistently trouble for her and her own family. Actually, forget her family, herself. Okay, she's consistent with that. She's consistent with bringing this kind of drama to the internet. But you know, Men of Prestige, Men of Prestige is about a year old now. We're going to dig in deeper, right? We're going to dig in deeper and extract the lessons. Never mind, Tonto. This is completely selfish for the Prestige family. Okay, we need to look at this and basically look at what not to do. All right, there's some obvious things that you can look at Tonto and you can say, maybe we can do that. You can follow your dreams, right? You can become an actress, right? You can be so good at your brand and stuff and people love you regardless of what kind of stupid mistakes you make. You can maybe copy that. Hopefully, the major ingredient is not being dramatic on the internet. Because if that's a major ingredient, I don't know how you're going to become a Tonto without being dramatic or dragging your family, woto, dragging your own son, you know, of course, indirectly. Because if you ask her, she will claim. In fact, if she knew me as a person right now, she probably would drag me too. But she doesn't address blogs, so I think I'll get away with this. I'm not a blog. Is this a blog? Whatever. It doesn't matter, right? But anyway, let's get in a little bit deeper. Let's not get bitter, okay? Let's get deeper. That's one thing we don't want to copy from Tonto. We don't want to be bitter, right? So no, she said she was done making dumb men trend, so I'm not understanding the latest blow up. Lissy, good to see you, Lissy. Good to see Adeyemi Sharon. Good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Kemi Sokwe, I'll hear you out. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. Thank you. All right. Let's see who else. Yeah, happy Monday to everyone. So let's get into this. I wanted the first video. The first thing, while we're talking about Tonto today, over the weekend, I guess it was the son's birthday. Every son's birthday, they tend to drag each other, her and the ex-husband. They drag each other on the internet, and it's become a consistent. Now that part, Kemi, you're going to be the star today. That part is consistent, right? So she's been consistent. I almost feel like I'm about to agree with you all the way through, right? But I think I have a feeling you were talking about the story or the receipts. But we'll get there, we'll get there. But we have some videos to react to today, okay? We have some videos to. Gracious guys, I don't want to be bitter. They work towards harmony here in the village with all of Una. Yes. Shout out to Nigerians. Nigerians are looking forward to the next week. I am. I want to see who's our next president. There comes a time when the person, Gomez says, when the person will have to defend their honor, especially if they are a celebrity, because their activity is always under public scrutiny and their name is their brand. And then she has next, she said, understanding how, when, and where to do so requires wisdom. Yeah, it does. Smear campaigns are exactly what they are and not a definition of who you are. Not everything out there requires a response. Time reveals all truth. That's why celebrities and big people use publicity, public relations experts. That's why they do that, because your emotions are not your mate. You get out there and you get caught up in your emotions, you'll be dragged woto all by yourself. All right. So why? Because you get caught up in your emotions. Listen, you have the right to be upset if people are saying certain things about your name, but you also have the right to receive all the woto that comes with it. As a matter of fact, it's a privilege. But anyway, so let's get into why they're talking today. It was the birthday of the son, and the guy decided, this guy, who I believe is a deadbeat. He's demonstrated that he's a deadbeat, but it's not the popular one. So there's only so much we can worry too much about. Anyway, this was the original post. I'm gonna read it to you. This was the original post. It was posted 2 days ago. So it was only 2 days ago. What, Saturday or Friday, right? Maybe Friday. Happy birthday, my son, my prince, my flesh and blood. Omo Dayo, King Oladuni Shochio. You're one of life's most precious gift to me, and I love you dearly. But going down memory lane in thought of your birth gives me joy. You're such a blessing to me, And I'm forever grateful to the Almighty God for your life. Hit that like button, I beg. This was a good message to his son, right? Today, I pray immensely that you grow to be the person God has predestined you to be, and nothing in this world ever change your destiny. My not so little man, I want you to know that I miss you greatly and long to see you soon. Yeah, so part of the story is that they've been separated, and I guess he's not allowed to see in the sun. Okay, he will claim that. She's claiming that he doesn't want to see the sun. So who are we going to believe by? Right? He says, "You're a shining star, and your light can never be dimmed. Happy birthday, my dearest son. Daddy loves you." Right? He posted to the internet, and then what happened after that? Let me see. What is this? Akudo, how you did? Now, Churchill, I'm so sorry to hear about Mom C passing. Please accept my deepest sympathies. Okay, so this was a message. She was a dear and beautiful soul. This was a message he sent to Tonto Dikeh when her stepmother passed, the person that raised her. He collected woto for that one. Basically, she didn't appreciate the message because they were separated, and she thought, reportedly, she thought that it was fake. There was a friend. I'm trying to look for that post. There was a post from a friend, one of Tonto Dikeh's friend. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not sure if I can find that one. Okay, let's see. Slums are ex-husband church for sale. Okay. That's not, is that the one? Let me see. Maybe this is the one. Okay, this friend, right? This friend, some Dori Sogala. This was the first one that it was 3 days ago. He says, Bia, I think that means come in Igbo language, right? Bia Churchill, you are a fool. In fact, you are an idiot. Why won't you stay with that witch? Okay, so Churchill is now remarried to another young lady, Rosie or something like that. Why won't you stay with that one that witch gave to you? Oh, okay, that witch gave to you. That witch is the new wife and the new child, right? Must you put mouth here? This is his son, biological son. And it wasn't just some random son. He was there when he was born, right? Attention seeker. Say nobody should come for me. Okay, she says see. Nigerian people will say see. See, nobody should come for me. I didn't wake up well. Olodo, na only birthday you will remember he's your son. I beg, let the boy be please. Let the boy be please. School fees now. You will hide your face. Broke ass. That was the best friend. That was the next message we saw after that. By a Tonto's friend. Or a Tonto Dikeh's bestie, right? Okay. Let's keep going. Listen, I want to bring you up to speed with what's going on. This is why we're talking about Tonto. I think it's the first time we're talking about Tonto and more as a big story. Right. So then the next thing, let's see. I think it was this one. Let's see. Tonto posted her own message to her own son. This was our original message to the son. So the son has a page. I'm not gonna go to the page. I don't like showing baby's face on this. Baby's faces on this platform. I'd rather not. I'm just trying to bring us up to speed here. Okay. Liz says she should be like Michelle Obama. When they go low, she should go high. Yeah, Toto. Say you the wine Tony. Like how?
Say what the wine mean.
How, Sway?
She should go high when everybody's going low. I will explain why she can't go high for you in a second. But this was the message she posted to the son. Happy super birthday, boo. Thanks for being the best Oh, no. Wait. Best stepmom to your son, King. Okay, so she's posting a message to Churchill's ex-wife before her. You know, ladies, women tend to do this. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? If that person was before you, you can almost kind of become bestie with them. If that person is after you, collect Tony. Don't let me start using colorful languages. Let me just leave it at that for now. But if you come after her, no. So she's becoming besties with the ex-wife, which she claimed she did not know that he had been married before. All right, that's another red flag that a lot of women would tend to overlook, and then they will come back and cry wolf. Listen. Just listen between the lines. Let's keep going. So she was saying happy birthday to the super stepmom, best stepmom to your son King. We love you and can't wait to party with you in person. Why will pop champagne in your absence? Why would she be friends with this person? Probably because this person also has their issues with the ex-husband, right? Some bimbo. Thanks for all your encouragement, the love, sisterhood, friendship, and always. Why are they bonding? Why are they bonding? That's the question that I want you to answer in the chat. God bless you so much. Your doors open. Your doors open. May your name attract greatness just the way your heart is. This year will be a year of recovery and beauty. Love you, Beams. So this was her saying thank you to the stepmom. She's besties with this. This is Bimbo apparently. So I'm guessing Bimbo also has attracted a quote-unquote alleged Yahoo boy. I think we believe he's a Yahoo boy, right? Either way, you know. That's another one, okay? Let's see. This one says Churchill orders to move on. Okay, this is before. Let me find let's see. Thank you. Let's see. All right. There's a couple of other things here. Let me see. Okay, so this is the dragon here. You're not a father. You're just a... I wonder what that is. Shout out to Instablog Nigeria, by the way. She said, being a father has less to do. I quote. This is Tonto reading right now. Being a father has less to do with your sperm and more to do with your heart. For the past 7 years, you have done it. All the hearts, all the hurt, all to hurt my child. Wait. Is she hurt or the child is hurt? Well, we kind of know that children will hurt in this process, right? Right? Only tearing Miji Manja, right? The grass will suffer it. When two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that will suffer. The children will be the one to suffer the most, right? Because the rest of them are adults, right? This is the part that many people don't pay attention to. This is the part that many people know from a theoretical standpoint, but when it comes to practicing it, in the poto. Anyway, for the past 7 years, you've done it to hurt my child from spiritually to physically. You and your family have claimed severally. I'm reading this for the first time, okay? Yeah, I know I posted it. I took screenshot. I posted on the community page. But you think I have time to sit around outside of the show to be reading this stuff? No, I don't, okay? We're creating content and we are learning lessons for ourselves. I want us to do it live together, okay? You and your family have claimed severally that you won a court case on child custody, but you decided to leave the child for me. Let me ask you and those clueless lots a question. See, it's not just him collecting. The rest of us will collect, gather together, and collect. Anyway, let me ask you and those clueless lots a question. Who goes to court, wins a custody battle, and decides to forget about the child? Okay, so according to her, he won a custody battle. Okay, make it make sense. How intelligent do you sound? I have always known you to be a prolific, adamant, and pathological liar who lies can raise the dead. Hey, chai. I won that case. It hurt you so bad. Wait. Okay, so he was lying. He was lying that he won the case, but she actually won. I believe that part. I won that case. It hurt you so bad that you were asked to pay child support fee and educational fees. The court of law does not admit diabolical proofs. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you're not hearing that for the first time here, right? The courts, they don't care about the village people. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. Diabolical proof, but the magnitude, my proof of your diabolical nature. Also, they accepted it because there's a proof, a magnitude. What's the magnitude of this proof? Made them understand my fears. Nah, they just see that you're terrified, okay? And I can see that. Women can be, if they come out of this traumatic experience with a guy, not only are they traumatized or terrified about this guy, but even honestly into future relationships. Any sight of anything that looks like the past would trigger them back to what it felt like. And even the new relationship will suffer. Okay? But you want to ask Popo Giri. Let's ask Popo Giri. How much of that pain came to Popo Giri? See, we're very quick to judge Popo Giri. I think Popo Giri got mad for it. But I have a feeling it's the trauma. Did you see the audio? Did you hear the audio of her begging Popo Giri to never allow Churchill around his own son? Right? Why? Because she's trying to hurt him back, right? Well, hurt people. Let's keep going. Only have extremely, fears of the life of my child and ask that you only have extremely strict supervised visitation. I think they had also history of DV, right? The court will ask for supervised situation if both of you don't know how to behave like adults around the child. Tonto is capping. Let's keep going, right? Supervised visitation by someone I trust. Why would a court put such a huge law on you? I don't know what that means. Law on you, Bitibawo. Law is for everyone, right? What you won was the price of child support fee after you told the judges you were broke. And even, I believe that is always broke, by the way. And even demanded that I paid your transportation fees to court. It's all in the court transcript, which you lawyers should have, and I also have. For 7 years, you've only paid 4 months child support fee. I believe that. No zero school fees. I don't believe no zero part. I don't believe that. Okay. I believe the 4 months. I believe that he's paid partial. That's my point, right? But if she's admitting already that he's paid something, then we could never believe her when she says he hasn't done anything. Am I clear on what I just said? Let me rewind. Let me rewind though. Eve, what she just said right now, I'm going to read it to you again. Okay, she said for 7 years you've only paid 4 months child support fee for 7 years. That's terrible, right? If she admits to that, we could never believe when she goes on and say no zero school fees. Like those are two contradicting statements, right? Co-consistent. Okay, but let's keep going. And I've never ever done a visitation or attempted to. Yet you self-pity, telling people you don't have access to my child, right? Now, which one of them are doing self-pitying the most? Or asking for self-pitying on the internet the most? Maybe it's not self-pitying they're asking for. Maybe they're just going low. Maybe they're just swimming inside the poto, inside the mud, right? Let's keep going. After much begging and pleading, I let you come around for is... Wait.
Continue.
She said, she just admitted in our own type up, right? See, this is why this is Metaplex. We take our time to go through it. Tell me if you see something I don't see, by the way. I'm open. Okay. She says, after much begging and pleading, I let you come around for his first birthday with you contributing not... Okay, we'll go to the never... We already know he doesn't contribute Shingbai. I believe that. When I say Shingbai, I don't mean at all. I mean, listen, maybe they managed to squeeze a little penny out of him every now and then. He's a Yahoo boy, allegedly. So, I mean, I don't know what you expect. What do you want from him, right? It's sad, but this is the reality. When you close your eyes, it's a blind love. Love is blind. But anyway, this can happen to anyone, by the way, to many people that are very smart, intelligent people. Okay. But let's see. After much begging and pleading, I let you come around. That means he allowed him. So what were you doing before that? Not allowing him? What were you doing long after that? Not allow him? Well, what did he hear on that audio of her begging Popo Giri, right? To never allow him near the son. Is this healthy, ladies and gentlemen? Is this healthy for the child? Never mind for her. You know, she's whatever, right? She's traumatized. I understand. But is that healthy for the child? I'm just asking. Oh, anyway, let me keep going. Yet you run to social media to post pictures as though you lifted a finger, even told people you sponsored the party. My stand is my stand. Low. My stand is my stand. I would not spend so much money taking care of a child alone for you to have access, only to deceive the world that you're taking care of him. You were called 6 years ago to pay school fees by the school. You told them you had made a transfer and blocked them, so I decided to take away your surname from his permanently. There's a story, the second story I'll cover. Hopefully we have time for it. Where some guy was saying that the name of the father goes on birth certificate. No, it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice. You can choose any last name on the day you are filling out the form to do the birth certificate. At least in the Western world, you can choose. The court don't have a say on the choices you make for what's going to be the baby's last name. Okay, if you say there is a father, you both will go fill out the form. If at least here, right, in the Western world, if you say no, there's no father, you get to fill out the form. It's a matter of choice. It's not automatically the father's name. That's complete BS. Not in 2023. Okay, but we'll get to that story later. My stand is you were called 60. Okay, blah 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 surname, and then she took away the surname from his permanently. Now, this person that's taking away a surname, if you can't be responsible for a child, you have no business in his life or owing one. What do y'all think about that? Does that make sense? It makes sense to her, obviously, right? Is that wise? Right? Is that wise? Just think about it holistically. Yes. Remember when I keep telling you about fairness, right and wrong obsessed? You will just you will just misbehave everywhere if you're obsessed with right and wrong, right? To her, because her moral standard now, based off of how she feels and all these other things, she said, if you can't be responsible for a child, you have no business in his life or owing one. You're not in Tonto's situation right now, so you can assess this objectively. Is that wise, considering the outcome, the potential outcome of this for that child in the future? I'm asking, is that wise? Do you think that's wise? What y'all think? Wise? No? Yeah? Is that a wise thing to do? Hey, Yvette. Is that a wise thing to do? Let's keep going. I left you 7 years ago due to domestic violence, prolific cheating. What's prolific cheating? What does prolific means? And I guess intense. And having no family value as a man. But still, you managed to hustle my contact to send a condolence. That was the message you saw earlier. A condolence for my mom. A woman who hated the ground you walk on and saw through all your numerous lies. But you can't use same energy to check on your sperm. I don't think it's considered a sperm any longer after that's a whole 7 years human being, right? But I get what you're saying. Jesus. All right. We created for 7 long years. Your sperm, we created for 7 long. Okay, all right. Semantics. But you can come to this gram to celebrate him. You're a deadbeat by choice and by heart and by pepper dem gang. It's in your blood. The evil that lives in you is an inheritance of your childhood. Remember, he's the son of Obasanjo, allegedly. All right, let me leave that alone. You claimed I asked you to buy me a house. Laugh my ass out. Your mother, after working with mental health hospital for over 30 years, now she's dragging the mother. Hey, Jesus. bought herself a home with the help of her London-based taxi driver boyfriend. What's wrong with having a taxi driver boyfriend though? That often physically, okay, that part is wrong. Physically abuse her. You couldn't put food on our table till the last 2 months before I left you. Then your first ever Yahoo money. Yahoo means scam, okay? Particularly Nigerian scam. Yahoo money landed while being with you. First money I ever saw you spend, and you took your then side piece, now your wife. Oh, Rosie used to be a side piece. Oh, really? That's what she's saying, right? Side piece, now your wife, for holidays and abandoning your 7 to 8 months old. So how could I be asking you for a house from a man I was feeding, clothing? A man she was feeding, clothing. I think this is a good a part where I should play a video. You know, I'm gonna come back to that, right? She's saying she was feeding and clothing, right? Let me play this video for you all, and then we'll continue the story. Let me see. Interesting. Hold on. Not that one. Right? Let's see. Let me see. Did I find it? Okay, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so she's telling all the stories. Let's do a kind of a looped story here, right? I'm gonna play this video for you. Let me play this for you, and then we'll take it from there. There you go. Can y'all see? You guys can see right now, right? This is Tonto from about 6 years ago, right after she got married and she had a baby for this guy, right? Shout out to Tonto. Shout out to Golden Icon for reacting to their video. But let me just play this.
New Tonto. This is the brand new Tonto.
I prefer you call me Mrs. Churchill.
Mrs. Churchill. See, she's already corrected
Don't mind
us already.
me.
No, seriously, is that your new name now? Tonto Churchill?
That's my name, but I mean.
She said, I prefer that you call me Mrs. Churchill. She's in love, right? Would you say? She was in love, right? Let's keep going.
For business sake, I'll just still maintain Tonto Dikeh.
Tonto Dikeh, okay. But now you're Mrs. Churchill.
Mrs. Churchill.
How did you like that name? It had a ring to it?
Oh, well, it was beautiful.
It was.
Oh, does this look... She looked like a person who was in love, right? Let's not cap. She definitely was in love. That smile on her face. Is that in love or just trying to manipulate the people watching the video? Let's keep going.
Beautiful. Did you know when you first met him that you were going to end up being his wife?
No, I didn't. I really didn't, no.
But from the beginning,
She didn't know. She was just swept off her feet. Igbale. Right? She didn't know, right?
you kind of kept him as this secret that it was like a code we wanted to break. Who is Mr. X?
For a long time, Tonto was saying she had a Mr. X that was buying her gifts back and forth and all this stuff, right? And by the time she would reveal a person, it was Mr. Churchill. Let's keep going.
I know. That was just because this is the only relationship I've actually respected so much.
Yeah.
And I've always said that I wanted to keep secret. There was just something about him that wanted me to protect him.
Yeah.
Wait, Tonto. Shout out to Tonto again. What is it about him that wanted you to protect him? Let's hear it, right? Listen, I just, on Man of Prestige, we don't make up anything. We just look at what people type on the internet and we react to it, we analyze it, we extract lessons. That's all. We don't make up nothing. This is on the internet. You guys can go and watch it.
And also him to protect me. It was magical. It was not like I knew that, that was going to be my husband, but I just knew that whatever it is, he needed all the respect and all the privacy.
Aww. Look at them. Check them out, right? She just knew that he needed all the respect. Let's keep going.
That he could get.
Yeah. So what set him apart from every other man that you met in your life?
Wait. Tonto, what set him apart, right? I thought they asked this question earlier. I need you to tell us that. What set this man apart? Part 2016, not today. Today, what set him apart is a Yahoo Plus guy who doesn't take care of his babies. None of that, right? But let's just see what Tonto had to say with our own mouth.
He's different in all ramification. He's very loving, he's caring, and above all, he is very godly.
He's very godly, God-fearing. Hey, is that number one on the list?
I think he's one man that I didn't have to give my money to be with me.
All right, let's pause it right there. We'll come back to it later, okay? What did she say? It's one guy that I didn't have to give my money to. With our own mouth, right? What did she say here? Let's get back to what we were reading. I know you want to watch the video. You can watch the video. If we have time, we'll cover it, okay? But let's see what she said here. She said, how could I be asking you for a house from a man I was feeding? The same guy, the same person is typing and talking about the same guy, right? Consistency. Kemi, you did here. Kemi, you're still here, right? Consistency, right? And a man that even when you paid for the rented apartment we lived in, I prayed for you because life was hard with you. Came back after my son's delivery, came back from the United States of America, only to find out that you borrowed the money. And when they came to embarrass you with police and social media threats, I had to reimburse the fellows. Struggle love. Ladies, you still want struggle love? Struggle love. We were partially, see, this is a real struggle love. This is not a matter of somebody making $40,000 a year. This is a matter of person that did not have any income and somehow she overlooked it. She didn't see it coming. She didn't see anything coming, right? But remember that question I asked in the video, right? Where I said, oh yeah, it was magic. Was it magical? Was this a person in love or a person actively in that video trying to manipulate the audience? I think I'm about to argue the latter today, okay? But let me just get to it, okay? Let's see. Only to find out that you borrowed the money, blah, 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 blah. I'm jumping through what I read already. We were partially living off money from my wealthy relatives. Wait, Tonto got wealthy relatives. Oh, Tonto, why would you say that now, Tonto? Why? Wealthy relatives.
Stop the cap.
Tonto, now. She put it in all caps. My wealthy relative. Everybody has a wealthy relative. Was that your father? I doubt it. Wealthy relatives who didn't want me to suffer. So basically, our financial status was based on what I brought in. I believe that 100%, by the way. Okay? It makes sense. It just makes sense so far, right? The part that we're trying to make sense out of is that why did she lie to cover this guy up, right? That's what we're trying to get to today. Listen, today might just be only Tonto Day. I don't know, man. There's so much in this that we need to cover. I got some more video clips I want us to react to. What I brought in. How then could I have asked you for a house you clearly could never afford at that time? Or while you were still owing me from the wedding and bride price, I used my money to marry you. Hey. She used her own money to pay her own bride price. Hey, chai.
Not be juju be that.
If no one knows you, I do. You're a poor soul, full of his own lies and hate. That hate blinded you so much you lost the memory that my son King was born Churchill as one of his names. Oh, the memory that he was born Churchill as one of his names. And for the love of Christ, you never named my son King either. That name came from my brother. Okay. This is a problem, right? While who no named their own son or their own child. Anyway, did you try to replace the real King Andre Churchill DK or gaslighting me? This gaslighting thing, everybody gets like. Anyway, I guess you will name your daughter King Tonto too, but it's just a name. So feel free. Apparently, he named his new son King. You know me, you be that. Anyway, but it's just a name, so feel free. You always wanted a shadow of what I had. It's his name you have stolen, but you can't steal his destiny, blessings, and grace. Regardless of what your plans are, you have failed. The only thing you have achieved is a broken generation. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hit that like button. Welcome to everybody. Welcome. Hit that like button. Turn it up. Okay, let's make this a hit. Thank you. Where is your daughter, Bimbo, that you have lied to the whole world you don't have? Okay, so he had a child before. This is the part that people were saying over the past few days. I'm like, wait, what? But I'm reading it for the first time, so let's get through it. So a man that will lie about, we talked about this with Mr. and Mrs. Ibu, daughter / Ibu, the girl, daughter Ibu, that went to marry a person that lied, right? This is a no-no. No one should ever feel the need to lie about their offspring. I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care, ladies, I don't care how many people are shaming single mothers. You should never find yourself in that space. And if you find yourself in that space, you have yourself to blame. That's just a terrible headspace to be, where you have to lie about your own offspring. Do you know what it means to bring life into this world? The idea that you are toxic enough to lie about that, first of all, it's archaic, right? I know from traditional beliefs, people may have societal control, influence over them to feel the need to lie about something like that. But in 2023, you don't have to lie about stuff like that. But again, that tells you the kind of mindset that this kind of man had, right? But that's not the only thing you needed to see red flags. Ladies, stop the cap, okay? That's not the only thing. You didn't need him to lie.
Stop the cap.
Do you need him to lie to you to see red caps? If you need him to lie to you to see red flags, you are the red flag. You haven't worked on yourself. You have done a terrible job at self-development, because there are ways that your radars will pick up those signals. You just know. You have someone like Churchill come around you, you would just know. Ola, explain it.
How, Sway?
I don't know what else you want me to say, but let's keep going. Let's see. Okay. Where is your daughter, Bimbo, that you have lied to the whole world you don't have? And why don't you take care of her too? Not celebrate her. Right? Why? Because there's clout around King, duh, right? And why should he celebrate Bimbo, right? Well, again, we're talking about a man who seems to be operating at a very low vibration, right? Right? This kind of man that will probably come on the internet and say, I will never be with a single mother. All right, that's a story for another time. We'll see if we get to that, okay? But again, low vibrations. All right, they come in different shapes and form, but the signals are basically the same thing, right? So I'm not surprised that he might have lied about having other children, or that the fact that he doesn't celebrate his other children, right? You know, or the fact that he felt the need to celebrate the king, Tonto, small Tonto more, right? It makes sense. It's a cloud chaser. Right? I don't think Toto is a cloud chaser. She's a superstar. She's a rock star already by default. She was already a rock star. If you say Queen on the internet, it's like people are following it. It is what it is, right? I think this guy is a cloud chaser. And I think I just saw clouds. Let me read it. If she was born by a celebrity, would she have made your clout pretentious birthday post? A true deadbeat father indeed. A true deadbeat father indeed. You're the worst thing that ever happened to my father's bloodline. To my life. Okay, when you say this about the father of your child, I want you to realize that you're talking about your child. Ladies, if you ever feel the need to say, listen, that's why I would say healing. Why? Because it's not as simple as right and wrong, responsibility, and yes, this is the way it's supposed to go. If you don't do this, you don't do that. Black and white, 1 and 0. It's never been that. Life is not that simple. If you think of life as that simple, you go continue to collect wuto. It's very, very simple. That part is simple. Life is not that simple, okay? The fact that life is not that simple is actually very simple. You need to take that to the bank every day of the week. Things will happen to your life inside of that, when we're talking about life and death, you need to understand that it's beyond you. You need to look at God and say, hey, God, you know best. Now, if you come to a space that you're refusing to heal 6-7 years later, not refusing, I guess, maybe that's the wrong word, but you're not capable of healing. You're not capable of finding your way to a therapy to help you unpack this trauma, right? And you're now saying things like this. You are the worst thing that ever happened to my father's bloodline. You're not talking to Churchill. You're talking to King. It could make mathematical sense, right? I know. But that's the reality. It's not just because of what you said. It will show in your behavior. You will resent that boy later in one shape or form or the other, right? And he will resent you because a lot of things are not going to make sense to him. By the time you start hitting 17, 18, 19 into 28, he's going to come back and resent you. And yes, I know you love him to death. Like you love your son. I know, but you couldn't figure out why your own son that you put your life on hold to raise is resenting you. You couldn't figure it out. You wouldn't be able to figure it out at that point because if you couldn't figure it out right now, yeah, it's a good chance that you wouldn't figure it out at that point in time. But guess who could collect that son? Your child, right? This guy could have been old, 90, 100 years old and long gone. Your children, the generations will have to suffer the fact that you're not able to just calm down and know that a child is involved, right? I wake up each day apologizing, and I quote, I wake up each day apologizing to my child. No, you're not. You're resenting your child. If you're apologizing, I believe she's apologizing, but that's a way you express that you resent that child. I wake up each day apologizing to my child for having you as a sperm donor. You know what they call identity, right? Do you realize that the fact that that's the sperm donor of the child is part of that child's identity? Not especially if there's pictures printed all over the internet of you taking picture with him, with this child as a baby. Am I making sense? Show it. I don't regret the blessing. Tell your face. Tell your mouth. Tell this. Go work. There's a disconnect. I don't regret the blessing. My regret is having you, an evil creature, be a part of this gift. Listen, to a Tonto, she might not be able to make sense of what I'm saying, but that's the point. She's hurt. And she will continue to hurt other people, including her own child. That's actually the point. Right? Just look at this. 7 years later, you're not able to move on. That's a result you can look at. That's numbers. Take that back to the therapy and say, how come I can't have a life that has a different narrative 7 freaking years later? What can I do about this? Talk to someone about that. Because nothing good is going to come out of this. The only thing good that's going to come out of it is clout. I guess that if it's good, I don't know. You're not the father. You are the world #1 deadbeat. You are but a mere donor. Everything she said can be true. But everything I said in my interpretation of this can also be true. Maybe not, but it can be true. Two things can be true at the same time. I'm not negating any of our stories, except the one that the one where we call the cop directly here because she was lying through her teeth here, right? Thank you for making loving my son more come so easy by dodging responsibility and making me a proud father and mother. She's calling herself proud father and mother, right? Every Father's Day, every year since that time she celebrated herself on Father's Day. Even though the real fathers didn't really get celebrated on Father's Day, we're not complaining. Trust me. We're not. I'd rather not share. So you being a deadbeat saves me that torture. I've always been capable of taking care of what's mine. My son will never need a dime from you, not even your name. Your son will never need a dime from you, but your son will continually, for the rest of his life, if you don't change this behavior, crave healthy emotional connection. Our children don't listen to what we say. They watch what we do. They don't learn from what we say. Everything you say ends in the poto instantly. right? They watch what you do. That's how you teach them, right? Oh, but my child doesn't see my social media. Dude, you're consistent. Remember what Kemi said. You're consistent. It shows in your behavior when you're walking around the house. This temperament level, this personality shows everywhere, every aspect of your life, not just on social media. That's why I laugh when people say, that's just social media, it's just celebrity. It's the same behavior. It's the same thing. You drag yourself on the streets in 1960. Today, you drag yourself on the street of digital street. The same thing. It's the same thing if you don't check the behavior. These are the issues. So we're at the top of the hour. A couple more video, to be honest with you. There's a couple more videos. But here's what I want to do. Okay. Let me read some of your comments because I know you guys have gone. Let me see who is here. Yvette, good to see you, Yvette. She says, Cynthia, I guess Cynthia is here too. Cynthia, good to see you. She's upset with herself, it seems, for selecting this loser, Cloud Chaser. Yeah, she's resenting the day she made that choice. There's no way that's not going to transfer into that baby's identity. I agree she needs to forgive herself. Also for her naivety and the bad work. That's going to be one of the steps, forgiving herself. It's one of the things that's most hardest for us to do as human beings. When you know you made a bad choice, but forgiving yourself and moving on from it can be very difficult. Okay, good point. And the bad advice she might have received before deciding to be married to the fella. Dear Miss Okwe, I'm making sense. Thank you, Jerry. Salutations. Language evolves, my dear. Hence why we don't speak ye old English. Exactly. Very important. That's why dictionary meanings must end up in the poto as soon as you read it. You need to process it, right? Tonto is hurt with herself for knowingly picking Cynthia. How are you? Picking this loser to have a child with. I think she needs to forgive herself. Yeah, that's a big one. He red caps, yes. For real, Mr. Allah, I feel for their children. It's the children. When two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that will suffer. That's why you need to, as soon as you come out of a relationship. No, see, I didn't say as soon as you come out of a bad relationship. Listen, if you had to come out of it, something went wrong, you need to engage wise counsel. Maybe not clinical therapy, maybe you don't need that, but you need to engage some kind of wise counsel. There's some healing that we need to, oh no, we just went our separate ways amicably. It wasn't that much of a big deal. We were kind of cool as friends anyway.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. If it was that good, you would stay in it. Okay? If it was that good, you will stay in it. You need to engage wise counsel. Because if you don't, your children will suffer. If you have children, you suffer. If you don't have children, the next relationship will eat. Will collect. Okay? She may still be mad at herself for choosing Churchill. She is. Definitely. A man that couldn't even borrow money to marry you, auntie, I'm confused by what you expect from him. Expectations. Unrealistic expectations everywhere in this dating scenes, man. Expectations. All realistic expectations everywhere. I'm telling you. It's everywhere, literally. Yep. Oh, let's see. I'm just scanning. You guys have been talking so much. Let's see. She was covering for him because he promised to reimburse her. No, that's a terrible excuse. Always. Ladies, that's a terrible excuse. That's a terrible excuse. Don't accept that excuse from yourself. Never mind me. You don't have to take excuse from me ever. Right? Never mind me. Like, pretend like I'm not here. Don't accept that excuse from yourself ever. Okay? We're talking about the bride price. Okay? Cynthia just said she couldn't borrow from other people. Like, listen, it's not about the money. It's about being resourceful. I've said that here before. It's about being resourceful. If you're getting with a man that's not resourceful, what do you expect? Yvette says, remember she's a good actress. Yeah, that's arguable. I didn't think she was a good actress. I thought she was easy on the eyes. I was a fan too. But that's arguable. Never mind me. Okay. I thought her and Ransom Noah are terrible actors and actress. Actor and actress. Actors. Let's just call them actors, right? Terrible. Maybe Ransom Noah improved a little bit in recent time, but I never believe his role. Right? I'm like, dude, can we find somebody else for this role? Right? But hey, maybe I'm too hard on them. I remember when Toto and someone had the house bulldozed to the ground. The video was something else. Yep, that's hard. That's the kind of game she plays. But where did this all start from? Where did this all start from? I think it's very important that I cover this because there's a lot of he say, she say, and everything I said so far. I think we need to hear from Tonto on this interview. I want to play some of the rest of the interview, right? Some of the clips, right, from the interview earlier. I want to play some of it so that you can connect the dots here that this young lady, what is the solution here? I don't know, man. I don't know if she can do it. I don't think she can. It's going to be almost impossible for her to go through the necessary healing that she needs. The process. It's going to take a process. She's going to have to be patient with herself. We can tell so far that she's not patient with herself. She gets upset, right? So let's talk. Let me get back to this, and then let's talk a little. Let me analyze this a little bit, right?
He respects me so much and he loves me so much. He teaches me a lot of things, you know. And like I said, above all, someone who brought me close to God, that's super awesome. Super awesome.
So hear you talking about God.
All right. So this part right here, this was completely Tonto actively manipulating, trying to manipulate the audience. Let me prove it to you. Okay. Just my opinion, okay? Just my opinion. I don't know her like that at all.
Yeah, I love love.
I don't know her like that. I don't know her at all, right? So I can be easily off on this one. So you get to have your own opinions too. If you have it, please share it, right? This is why I feel like she was manipulating. I'm going to play it right now, okay? This is why. She's going to tell us now.
No, I'm actually more of a lover girl, if you notice. Yeah, I love love.
You love love?
I love love. And because I respect my husband so much, I'm not going to talk about past relationship again.
Yeah.
All right. That's why I feel like she was manipulating us. She knew that she had entered Wahala. But she was trying to paint it a certain way. That's what's going on here. Okay? She was trying to manipulate us, basically. If you look at her face very well. Mario Subway. Mario Tana. He said, not Mr. Ola Shading Ronson. No, he's a good actor. I disagree 100%. It's terrible. Okay, terrible. And one day, you know, my wife and I used to run a show called Gospel According Talks B years ago on YouTube. We've been around for a minute, right? We lost that channel. But anyway, we had a role, what do you call them? Like drops that celebrities give us when we went to New York and went to some events, some award shows. They gave us drops, you know, when they do shout out to Man of Proceed, that kind of stuff, you know, when you play before the video. And so we got quite a few drops, including Daddy Freeze give us a drop. AY Comedy, Uti Wachuku, Eniola Badmus, what's her name? Juliet Ibrahim. But celebrities just give us those drops. We used to use it, you know, back then. Even then, the channel no take off. But anyway, I remember, you know, we were soliciting for the drops and just doing interviews with them on the red carpet back then, years ago. What I'm talking about is 2008, 2009. And I felt like Ransom Noah knew that I didn't feel like he was a good actor because I didn't get a drop from him, right? We didn't get a drop from him. But there was a side eye that he gave me, like, it looks like this guy didn't knew that I didn't think he was a good actor. Like, let me leave him alone. No, I'm not throwing shade. I just don't think he's, I think he might have been better in recent times. Maybe I feel like he's a guy who really wants to hone his skills, but it didn't. Cynthia is feeling what I'm saying. I'm not trying to explain it. She said, "Oh my God, Ransom now is a bloody awful actor." That's what I'm saying. I just something is like this guy. I don't believe any role he plays, right? Tonto falls in that same category for me too. She was very good with the dramatic, all this, but it was for Tonto. It was more like maybe a lot of overacting. When Genevieve acts, you know now. Come on now. When Omotola acts, you know what I'm talking about, right? When Julia Ibrahim acts, you know that you don't believe that shit, right? All right, I'll leave it alone. But anyway, let's leave that alone. Let me get back to let me get back to what we're talking about. The reason why she was painting that picture of it was magic. She was manipulating us. She knew that she was in trouble. And I'm gonna play another clip for you to prove that right now. Yeah, I don't know if it's proof, but this is why I made up my opinion, right? Here's another one, okay? Let me see. Okay, this part. Aha, let me find this one. I found it actually. Let me play this for you. This is why she was trying to manipulate us in this video. She knew all of this is all not staged. She would like it to be true, but she knew it wasn't true, that it wasn't real. Let's keep going.
I trim my chest hair into the shape.
Okay.
Something you planned?
No, we didn't plan it. Super excited.
Was it something you planned?
She's asking about the pregnancy. Was this something you planned?
No, we didn't plan it.
Wow, it just
No,
happened.
it just happened.
Wow.
It just happened.
That's amazing.
Can you see through what I'm seeing through? Can you see through it?
Super amazing.
Wow, I'm so happy to see you like this. You have a certain glow about you.
I know, right?
Well, she's glowing because she's a new mother. She's definitely glowing because she was a new mother at this time, right? But she knew that she was lying through her teeth. She knew, right? If you don't believe that she knew that she was lying, what about this part? Let me play this part for you, right? Listen, man, I'm telling you, here the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because you might fall in this category. You know that something is off, is wrong, but you have to put in so much energy to continue to convince yourself, right? Like for example, a lot of the men having the manosphere talking point, they don't believe what they're saying. That's why they keep saying it. It's like they're trying to convince themselves. Like they're trying to convince. You have to convince yourself. If you have to convince yourself over and over, you're having the same conversation over and over. It's not hidden. It's probably because it's a lie. Let's see an example from Tonto.
I don't know if it's a rumor, but is there any chance that your husband is actually related to Obasanjo, the president?
Yes.
President?
Did you see how she said yes? She just said yes. Listen, I'm not saying that for the first time. I saw it when it first happened. I just still have the same reaction, like, you just lied. That's a blatant lie. No, there's no way she's going to come back to me and tell me that she didn't know. Oh, by the way, if somebody told you they were the son of Babangida, ex-president of Nigeria, the son of like, there are a couple of things that, I'm the son of Otedola. Listen, they don't have to explicitly tell you that this is a lie. There are a couple of things you will know that that's off. That's so off that you shouldn't repeat that in an interview. Are you going to act like you don't know that she knew she was lying here? Ladies and gentlemen of Prestige. She didn't know she was lying. Huh? She didn't know she was lying. It was him that told the lie.
Stop the cap.
No, this is why when you're pointing fingers, you gotta realize there's 4 of those fingers pointing back at you, at least 3 pointing right back at you. You have to realize that. With all due respect to all type of empathy, because I know you ladies especially want me to have some empathy. You have to, come on. Right? She lied.
What's the relation there?
That's his father.
She said that's his father.
His dad?
She didn't say that's the uncle. She didn't say that's a distant uncle. She didn't say that's a family friend. She didn't say they came from the same town. Maybe they came from Abeokuta together, because Churchill sounds like something that could come from Abeokuta or Ogun State somewhere, or Lagos, right? Maybe that's not far-fetched, right? But that's his father.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, again.
Is a passenger. Wow.
She said, wow, this chick did not believe. She did not believe it. She really wants to say,
Will you keep quiet?
but she was like, wow.
Have you met him?
Wait, why would she say, have you met him? If I say I'm married to Omo Babangida from Mina in Niger State, right? And you're asking me, have you met him? You're trying to tell me you don't believe me. She should have slapped this interviewer chick in that moment. But you know why she didn't slap or attempt to say, what do you mean? You don't believe me? You know why? Because she knew she was lying. She knew exactly what she was doing. Was she heads over heels? Was she like, oh, it was magical? No, she was lying. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. I'm telling you, she knew exactly what she was doing. Listen, Kemi, are you still here? She is consistent. Okay? This chick, I believe 100% that she is a hopeless romantic. I said that when I was on TV show. I believe that. But I believe that she's not capable of attracting real love. I believe that she's moved a certain way that she's not attracting men that want to wife that up. They don't want to wife that up. Maybe the caliber of men around you are not capable of wifing this kind of a strong-willed woman up either. So what does she do? She settles for some type of Yahoo politician fake type of thing, and she tries to make them into a man. Ladies, you're not a man maker. Don't do it. Don't do it yourself. If it's not a man, it's not a man. You're not going to help him become a man. It's not going to work. Allah, could it work? Could it work? I promise you, okay? It's not going to work. Yvette says, Ransom Noah, I could never complete viewing him. Terrible actor. Yes, no presence at all. You see, Ransom Noah will never come on our show again. It's a dragon. I want to collect. What to collect? He will never come on this show. I felt like he looked at me like, oh, like he wasn't like he didn't like me. He was looking at me like this. I've never met him in my life up to that point. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head. Right? But anyway, the best movie Ransom acted was in Blood Sisters. Do you know why? Because he was quiet. Cynthia,
Yeah, it's God.
Okay. Have mercy on Ransom. No, what did I start now? Lizzie said, do you think she was pressured to marry him? No, she pressured herself into creating that hopeless romantic story. She's read too many romantic stories. She's in Hollywood. She's probably watched all type of Hollywood movies, and she was trying to manufacture that story. I believe that. So if you want to call that she pressurized herself into marrying him, I don't think the dude pressured him at all. The dude gamed her, definitely. Okay, I think the dude played her, right? But she still needs to hold herself responsible for that, right? Because that's the only thing that can create a good outcome. You holding other people accountable, either you're a man to a woman or woman to man, it doesn't work. The only thing you can control is yourself. Okay? You can control yourself. You can work on your self-development. You can continue to improve yourself. You can absolutely influence the type of people you attract. Absolutely. You see, I didn't miss that, right? Absolutely. Okay? Especially if you've never tried it, you can't even tell me it doesn't work. Okay? Wallahi, Tonto is a great actress. She got me food, but with this analysis, I'm starting to agree. Listen, I think you like Gracious Great. Okay, oh, this is D-Love that said that. Maybe just an Hollywood. I think my wife will probably disagree with me on that because she's an Hollywood fan. But for some of us, like, no, Blackberry Babes was epic, the most monumental. Okay, let's see. The utter shame and embarrassment she has to be feeling, this is absurd. Because this video is live on the internet. She was feeling that shame and she was trying to flip the script. Granted, how old is she now? 38. So she must have been 32 years old at the time. Can we really excuse a 32-year-old from not telling lies to cover the path of another man that you actually don't know? You came out saying Obasanjo is the father. Listen, we're talking about Iro. Lies that easy, you can easily capture that lie instantly. Like, why would a person need to tell? Listen, we tell white lies. We say, I tell my wife I'm driving in to pick up, and I say I'm almost there, I'll be there in about 2 minutes. I'm actually about 7 minutes out because I know she's going to take her time, so I lied, right? But by the time I get there, I'm still waiting another 3 minutes, right? Right? Those kind of lies, like, come on, like, no big deal, right? But that's Obasanjo is somebody's father. Oh, she got herself fooled. I think she was trying to believe this. But it's like lies. One day to catch up, right? The truth, when people say, I'm just telling you the truth, I'm like, dude, you don't have to help the truth. The truth is undefeated. It's here to stay. It will reveal it. It's only a matter of time. But the fact that you're going to claim that, no. The truth is undefeated. Yeah, I guess some people believe they can get away with some stuff. She adjusted herself immediately, like, let me turn in this chair because I lied through my goddamn throat. You missed your calling as a lawyer. You think? No, I don't see it. No, I am so analytical. There's no way I could be a lawyer. I'm an engineer by trade. I couldn't. Yeah. He did an excellent job in the Netflix movie he directed called Living in Bondage 2, where he was a villain. Yeah, I watched that, but I think that movie was so hyped, I didn't know what to... I don't know. It was so hyped because they were trying to replicate Living in Bondage from olden days. I'm like, it's just a waste of my energy, man. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Julia Ibrahim, her roles are never believable. I threw that in, right? Julia Ibrahim, she was very nice to us, as a matter of fact. But yeah, nah. Acting no day there. Is the consistent for me? Yeah, like I'm on the same page with Kemi right now. I think Kemi left already because I haven't seen her comment. I'm on the same page with her, but I'm not sure if we meant the same thing. She is consistent. And the way she just lied, she cannot blame that on Churchill. No, you have to be a liar to be willing to tell that kind of lie. Okay? Even if you're telling it to cover another person. I know women a lot will protect their men. I get that. Okay? So it's something that a lot of men don't understand. It is another reason why you want to be sowing and pouring into your woman. Because women will cover you. We're supposed to be covering for the women, right? We are by default, but women go cover you. To a fault. But ladies, don't do this. It's not sustainable. Don't do that. Don't tell this kind of crazy lies. Then they use juju, she say something for camera. All her faculties were not working at the time. That to say she's a pick-me. She was being a pick-me. Right? But there's so many meanings to pick me these days. I don't even know, man. I'm confused. Who was the Lebanese, very good-looking guy in Nollywood back in the days? He was fine. But I like my men dark. Was it Ghanaian? I think that was Rasim Noah. If it's Nigerian, I don't know if there's any other one. Unless you're talking about Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze is not an actor. Somebody's like, shit, they want me. Daddy Freeze BT Bao. Anyway, let's see. Let me play a little bit more. There's more. Listen, I think we should just make it a Tonto day. We'll come back for the other one tomorrow. Because there's more. There is more. Let me tell you something. Let's see. This whole clapback thing, right? This was as far back as 2016, right? 2016. So she's clapping back. We're saying she already said that before I let you win. What did she say here? Let me show you what she said here. Okay. Let me show you what she said here. She said, I will only let you win over what? Guess what? dead body, I guess. There you go. She says, you claim, this is yesterday, 4 hours ago. When was this posted? 1 day ago. You claim to run many businesses. He's a Yahoo boy, we know. Okay, we already figured that part out, right? You don't have to tell us. The fact that you have to lie. Listen, he lied. Okay, let's just assume, best case scenario. He lied to you that that Obasanjo was his father. You were pregnant. You were pregnant. Had a whole baby. Right, for this person. Traveled all the way to go have a baby in America for this person, and you were still lying for them. Like, we know, of course we know he's a Yahoo boy, Abby.
Different from blue. Bulaba.
I don't know. Do y'all think Nigeria is about to get scammed? We'll see you. You claim to run many businesses as a software engineer. Handling laptops. They're all software engineers, of course. Laptops, yet can't mention one particular verifiable business. No office to show for it. Well, remote office. Workspace. Right? No business track records. The office is in the cloud. What do you want from the young man? You stole my son important document off of me, denying him access to his birth country. You can go to the embassy for that one. Oh. Making people believe he can't travel. So wait. So this is the concern is what people believe? Because I can't afford it. While you carry your newborn overseas, it will be over her dead body that I let you win. Anyway, he who fails to be responsible should be ready to face the consequences of his irresponsibility alone. No, that child is facing these consequences with you. You know, this is the part where people don't realize that where the scripture says, from generation to generation, up to all the way to fourth generation. People don't realize that that's literally. Your children will eat out of your consequences if you don't learn how to move in these vicious streets of this world. Now, that's not a spiritual talk. That's the reality. You're seeing it play out right now. Okay? Listen, it's all spiritual. We're all spiritual beings anyway. Okay? But it's real. You can touch it. His responsibility alone, because no one will be held responsible for his irresponsibility. So, she will never let him win. She said over her dead body. All right. So, wait. See, let me share this with you.
People just comment negative to you. Who tries to be an actress that will clap back to anybody who tries to, or maybe like say.
Speaking of consistency, she's been consistent. She always clap back.
The wrong thing to you. How do you feel when people just comment negative stuff? Do you actually go through and read those comments?
First of all, unless you comment on my page, I don't do blogs, I don't read blogs, I don't open them, I don't appreciate them, I don't favor them by clicking on them, well, except you post on my page. Recently, I just read and just ignore it and just pass on, because I always say something that I know that I cut across as being very controversial, but I do know exactly who I am, and I'm not the kind of person.
Wait, what?
Stop the cap.
She says she cut across as being controversial. No, you are controversial. That's exactly what that is, right? What is she talking about?
It's that controversial. It's just that the press has just made me to be this controversial.
Hey, the press made her to be controversial. All right, let's keep going.
So I don't necessarily clap back, at least not anymore.
Not anymore.
This was 2016. She said not anymore.
Stop the cap.
She just said she would never let him win. Okay, oh yeah, they were still together. She was in love at the time. Oh my shit.
Oh my days. Anyway,
Let me capture the next one. Let's see. I'm telling you. Let's see. Let me play this one for you. I'll play this one for you. This interview, go watch it yourself. You know, it's on Golden Icon. That's the name of the channel. You will see that.
Who have probably started the timeline on how long they think your marriage will last?
You will start to see how predictable these things are. I don't like predicting people's fate. I don't like it. But some things are just way too obvious, man. I'm sorry. Like obvious, you know. So they're asking her 2016, right? Listen to this question yourself.
Yeah. Do you think that you have some people who have probably started the timeline on how long they think your marriage will last?
Like I always say, I wouldn't entertain that. I'm not going to entertain their suspicion or their timeline. I'm just going to keep proving them wrong. That's what I do best, right?
That is what you do best. You do know how to shock us. So
You have it. You know, let me play this next one. Real quickly.
My banking relationship was getting, well, complicated. So I broke up with my messy accounts and moved my money to
happen. I'm not a mad person. If I want to leave a man, look, you see, church that it did not happen. I'm not a mad person.
All right, so let's talk about this part right here. I believe she believed what she just said. Okay, let me play it again.
Things happen. There's no way that he says that it did not happen. I'm not a mad person. If I want to leave a man, look, you see, Churchill never added any value to my life. The other way around. Not that I didn't gain money by marrying him. I lost money.
All right, so that's after they broke up, right? But when she says I'm not a mad person, you don't have to be a mad person to become a tonto, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be a mad person. I have another example. I'm going to push it to tomorrow. We have that reaction we have to do to tomorrow. It has something to do with, let me even tell you right now. You need to be here for this one tomorrow, okay? Let me tell you what tomorrow's title is going to be, okay? Woman claims she could never date a single father. It's very important that you come here tomorrow, okay? It's a reaction to Daddy Free's, all of this Daddy Free stuff. You got to come back by here tomorrow for that. You don't have to be a mad person to look like you're a mad person or to create a mad person results. You don't have to be. You just have to be caught up in your emotions. That's it. That's all that needs to be. You just need to have gone through some kind of hurt, traumatized, right? Can't figure yourself out, and then the way you react to that, maybe rightfully so, you will look like a mad person. And then you end up like, I'm not a mad person, I know what I'm saying. Well, maybe, potentially, possibly the other person is narrating their own experience of what transpired. Maybe they are lying through their teeth like Tonto just did, right? Maybe it's just their experience. But would you really like to end up on this street and be having to say, I'm not really a mad person, have to do shalaye and explaining yourself over and over for 7 years? Is that what you would like? They play, oh. They play. Because I'm telling you, do you know how painful this is for her in her private life? You think she just go by like, yeah, I just dragged them, I'm happy. No, that's not how that works. It's toxic. It's like you're smoking that thing that you know is not good for your body. You enjoy the high. But once the high just came down, you calm down, you be like, damn, why did I do that? Like, why? Why did I drag myself in the name of dragging another person woto? Right? Why? I'm going to cover one more lie that she told. There was a lot here. I couldn't cover all of it. Another lie that she told. Why am I talking about this? Because again, you might find yourself in this position and everything, your feelings in that moment feels like you just have to lie and cover up. No. Somebody's blackmailing, you just have to lie. No. You have the rest of your life. Tell your truth. If somebody's trying to blackmail you, right? That doesn't mean run to the internet, by the way, because I know that's the new order of the day right now. Let me play this.
He actually begged me to put him there as Mr. X because
let's go back.
This man's image, the image that you have, I gave it to you in the first place. Come out.
We all agree with that, right? She gave the image that he has today to him, right?
Say, okay, I want to lie to tarnish this man's image. The image that you have, I gave it to you in the first place because nobody knew who you were. He actually begged me to put him there as Mr. X because he was not Mr. X. Okay, see,
all right, so when Tonto came out, I don't know, 2014, 15, and she was flashing gifts all over the internet, Mr. X, the mystery man, is buying her this watch, this bag, that kind of stuff. I read it somewhere today. I wasn't following at the time. But, you know, she was saying that person was Mr. X. And then later on, apparently she broke up with Mr. X, and then she got with Churchill. And Churchill, according to her, said, no, just say I'm the Mr. X. Just tell them I'm Mr. X, right? You make it more exciting, right? Okay, you're right. Churchill is guilty of manipulating you. Which part of this are we going to hold you accountable for, right? Or hold yourself accountable, because I can't hold you accountable, right? You now went on the internet and you posted a tweet that says, Happy New Week, beautiful people. Meet Mr. X, the CEO, Big Church Entertainment. See, once they have Entertainment LLC if it's Yankee, or Entertainment Limited if it's Niger, you know there's Wahala. These things are predictable. Of course, there are many legit entertainment companies out there, but when you look at the series of events, the sequence, you can pretty much add 2 plus 2, you know. People were already questioning her. That's why that young lady was asking her that question, like, did you meet her? I said, it's my father-in-law. What do you mean, did I meet her? Because they didn't really believe her. Nobody really believed her all the way through. And this is the issue with liars, right? Nobody really believed you. They may not have caught you like this, right? But they caught you like this, and they are waiting. Maybe they're not waiting. Nobody has time for you like that. But one day, Sha, the truth is undefeated. She went out there and put this guy and labeled him Mr. X. She lied to the whole world. She lied to all of her 20 million monitoring spirit. Let me see how many monitoring spirits. I like to see that so we can see, put some numbers on it. 7.4 million monitoring spirits. She lied to all of them. By the way, she had been busy posting this evidence video. She got receipts. Listen, some of the most toxic people in the world, guess what they have? They all have receipts. All of them. They have much pictures. They have screenshots. They have your voice. They record your voice. They tend to attract people like them. That's why Popo Giri had those audios, right? Right? They can't last, but they might attract for, you know. But that's where we are with these issues. Listen, I'm telling you, I think Toto is a gift that keeps giving. If she comes out, if she goes and engage wise counsel or therapy right now, and she becomes a healthy person, I promise you I will cover it. I would only cover it if she's showing toxic behaviors on the internet. I promise. I won't, okay? I will make sure I cover it if she comes out and she becomes a success story. I'm saying that because you never know. She might stumble into this video. I really want to encourage her. It's possible. It's almost impossible, but it's possible that she can engage self-development, self-improvement, and experience growth and be able to take care of that boy. It's not too late yet. Not yet. Okay? At the age of 7, 8, you're definitely not going to be flogging no boy or little girl to anything. You're going to have to use your words, be patient, okay? And have a relationship with that boy, right? And more importantly, is watching everything they're doing. It's watching everything right now, you know. But I think, I don't know, it's almost impossible, but it's possible. Okay? So she went back and posted this stupid video of receipts. We know you have paperwork. We know you are telling that part of the truth. That is a Yahoo boy that you paid for your own bride price. We believe all of that. Right? And I'm sorry you went through that. But the question now is, how are you going to continue into the rest of your life, and not how are you going to avoid this kind of situation now? If you're hurt like this, you're going to actively continue trying to hurt people, even if it's not your intentions. Good intentions in the poto every single time when you're caught up in your emotions, because there's a disconnect between the good intention, the good thing, and your emotions. You will misbehave. Okay? We get it. He didn't pay for jack. He didn't, no shingbai, nothing. We get it. But for you, as a single mother, right, raising another little boy who hopefully can become a fine gentleman just a few years from now. In another 15 years, he's going to be graduating out of college. He's going to become the young man in our society, right? You're just going to move with this toxic energy because you're resenting your choices from the past. Right? Dear woman, don't stop telling your story. It's not good enough. That's not good enough. As a matter of fact, I don't think that's necessary to tell your stories to 7.4 million strangers. You can't help them. I mean, they will, listen. Those that will empathize with you. Those that will judge you outrightly will judge you. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about single motherhood, single fatherhood, right? We're going to talk about a young lady who says they will never marry. Never ever marry a single father. We want to talk about that tomorrow. We're reacting to a video from Daddy Freeze. It's going to be fun to watch that. Politics doing what it is has been doing from day one. Then she came back and tried to apologize because she's supposed to be somebody's running mate for governor in the state somewhere. Oh my show.
Not be juju be that.
This was a takeover. I can't front. There's no way I'm covering another story with that. I just want to engage you all. Okay? I just want to engage you all. That's all I want to do right now for the rest of the show. Right? As a matter of fact, let me see if just in case. Okay. Just in case. I'm dropping the link just in case, okay? If not, we're rounding up in a few minutes. I just want to engage the chat right now. All right. I believe her solitude time is chaotic in her mind. She needs help. Yes, 100%. I agree. Yep. And now he has small children. Change he is doing the most all over with his new family. That's a different level of pain. Yeah, I said his family, his present family, will collect too. There's no way around it. It's just the way this life works. They will collect. It's just the way these things work. Okay? That's just the way these things work. Let me see here. She did therapy for like a second and is now back to her toxic ways. Yes, that's the thing with therapy. It requires lots of patience. Right? On yourself. Listen, the therapy is patient. They get paid by the hour. Right? I hope so. Right? They get paid by the hour. They're patient. Right? That's why when people talk down on therapy, actually, right, like you're just doing yourself. Like their therapy, and they're not in a rush to give you an opinion. They're there to listen to your story. They help you unpack it. They don't tell you what to do. That's another topic I need to cover at another time. There's just way too many black people all around the world questioning the usefulness of counsel and therapy in the modern times. In these modern times, now go collecto. You keep doing that. Truth is constant, undefeated. Yes, go man. Yes, absolutely. Yep. I will keep shouting, women stop dating brokies because these bros ain't loyal. Cynthia, we know that's your corner. I remember that story of I think it was only Cynthia in that chat that day. So I was like, no struggle up. Auntie B was like, what do you mean? Auntie B, you managed to win her over. Yeah, but especially when we're talking about everything else outside of finances, definitely I discourage the idea of struggle love. I discourage it absolutely, because you can't build humans. No man should be trying to make up or create a woman, authentic, good character, value, your own value. Somebody, don't try to create one. Whatever you get is what you see, is what you see, is what you get. Okay? They will evolve with time, but don't, it's unrealistic expectations to think you can change people or you can help them to become better. You can influence them. You being around them can absolutely be a blessing to them. But when you are engaged in it like you are God, you're not God. You're not God. Don't try to do that. You know? Tiffany said, God forbid, may my singles never find themselves in such a predicament. Hold it with a grain of salt. We don't really know it all to the end. It's all what we are fed, we receive. That's why I said she should go high and ignore folks. Yeah, I agree with you. That's what she should be doing. But is she capable of doing that? I hope. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of self-control. Listen, naturally, she wants to clap back. She's not going to let you win. I mean, watch this. Let me show you something really quickly. Other people were trying to help her. Literally, they were trying to help her, and she dragged them. This lady over here, I think, well, this is the biggest of them, right? What did she say to her? What did she say? She said, let me show you. Let me see. She said, you had better advise her mentor to move on. I have been a single mother before, and I don't expose my children to beta people like this. This is Foluke Damola, another actress. She's huge in the Yoruba part of the indigenous part of the Nollywood industry. And I guess she was having an opinion. I don't expose my children to beta people like this. There have been love and fun memories at point in time. Anyway, she was just saying, Olakunle is my friend. This is not necessary. She should expect to be dragged. It's my friend, brother, that I respect his privacy, so I would not go to the gutter with you. Oh, she was responding here, I guess. But anyway, let's see what Tonto had to say to this auntie. This auntie right here. She goes, Foluke Daramola, respectfully, ma, you are a hot fool. Your brother, your friend brought out fake watch receipts, fake audio, car gift. She dragged her. Listen, anytime somebody says something about her, she would drag them. She would drag. She can't do that high road thing. I think that's what she needs to do. She would not be able to do that without support. She can't do it without support. You see what I'm saying? So she needs to kind of like get off her butt and go to a support. Do you think she will go? Or pride won't let her go, right? She been there, done that. She know exactly what they're going to ask her. What's the issue, madam? How much you think she can afford one, but do you think she's willing to pay that kind of money just for someone to be listening to her? She's probably saying that she don't work. I'll give it to you with the I don't care. Don't care.
Still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, she doesn't care. Rebecca, good to see you, Rebecca. She says, Man of President, as if Foluke Damola has been hypocritical, she should advise her brother not take care of his son. Yeah, that's what I just said. I hope you caught that when I said, that's too much. But she probably don't care about she doesn't care. She doesn't care about Toto, obviously, right? So
Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
She says, I'm not going with reports, but what she is displaying by her own self. However, to agree with you, there's always more to the we haven't made up anything here today. We're just going by what she's given us. She gave us all the material, every single piece of material we used here today. She gave it to us, Toto should abandon this useless fight and move on. That's easier said than done. That's what should happen, but it's very difficult. When you're hurt, you generally want to hurt people. You generally want to hurt people. This is the way mature ladies behave. It's only when you close one door that you can see another one. She should have a break. I agree 100%. Definitely I agree with that. Chinya says, can you have a reaction to today's nyama nyama? What are you talking about now? I'll see. Maybe we'll do that on Wednesday. I'll see. I think there's a lot of material in that too. She has a good heart, but her scoring is another level. Yes, you can have a good heart. You can say, I'm not a mad person. You can say, hey, I meant well. I only lied to protect him. You can say, you got to pay a little bit more attention than your ability to be a good person. Most people, in my opinion, I've been saying this forever. A lot of you pushed back against me when I was saying it in the early days of the Prestige Hour. I said, most of these people are good people. They just don't know what they don't know. In fact, their reaction is coming from a space of, I meant well. My heart was in the right place. So now, because they had good intention, they think they have the freedom to just get out on the street and react anyhow. No, you don't. You will collect. I had to research her today. When you posted her a lot, I saw a lot from the few videos that you watched and made my remarks. Okay. Wait, you didn't know who Tonto Dikeh was? Is that what you're saying? She lacks accountability. Yeah. I didn't say I was giving him accolades. I was implying, let the other people give him the accolades that they feel, oh, you're replying to somebody. You're replying to somebody. Hey Lola, good to see you. Lala be so random. Good to see you. She said, yes, must have been fake news. Software engineer call. I better leave that thing. Toto is seriously hurt. She said Toto. Toto is seriously hurt, but I pray for God's intervention upon her life. Yeah. She engaged struggle love. That's what that was. That's the lesson. That's the main lesson for you all right there. Listen, struggle love. Oh, you have to say struggle love. There's difference between struggle love and struggle love. A person that has a direction, you could tell. Okay? They might be in a space they're not where they want to be yet. Some other people lame people outside may be looking and say you're doing struggle love. That's not what I'm talking about, right? You speak to this person, you feel solid, you believe them, you believe in them and their direction, right? And they're not sitting around waiting for direction to come to them, right? That's not really struggle love. A lot of people may define that as struggle love, right? Struggle love is you have to lie to the public on behalf of a whole person, and you're going broke spending all your hard-earned money on this person, and you're going to the internet to tell people that literally saying, he's a guy that I've never had to spend my money on like others. She even admitted that she's been spending money on others, right? Bruh. You know? Yeah, so I don't know, I don't know if she's the pride. If she listens to what I've just said today, her feelings, she will get caught up in her feelings. The only thing she'll be feeling is, I wish he was popular. I will give him clap back, right? Because she will, again, she lacks accountability. She lacks accountability. She's not able to get into a space and say, let me look closer. I gave up all this material they're using right now. I said it. I said these things. Oh, it was taken out of context. Still, you said it. You could say, you know what? I need to learn how to communicate better. As a rock star that you are, Tonto Dikeh, you need to learn how to communicate better with the public. That's why it's called public relations. It's like stuff you study. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me just bring my sister Tima to the stage. Hey Tima, how are you? Can you hear me? Unmute yourself. There you go. Can you hear me now?
I'm good. How are you doing, Ola?
How are you?
Yes, the network is lagging. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My network is lagging.
I can hear you. Maybe it's your network. I can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, I just did.
So it's probably lagging. Just go ahead and give your submission.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's lagging. Just go ahead and
I'm
give me your
good. How are
submission.
you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish. The network is not good. I think it's on my end, maybe.
Yeah, but I can hear you. Just go ahead and talk.
Yeah, it's not good. You can hear me? Okay. I was gonna say that I think Tonto is reacting. Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear
it's
you.
lagging on my side. I think it might be on my side, but let me just go ahead and say a few things quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I think Tonto is reacting to. Okay. Tonto is reacting to the. Okay. So Tonto is acting to the business that was sold to her by Church Hill.
Yeah, just keep talking. Just keep talking.
I can hear you. It's better.
No, okay. Go back out and come back in. Try to come back in. Try to come back out. Yeah, good. Let me push her out. Let's see.
Hello?
Yeah, I have to push her out because she's way too behind. So it's making it tough. I'm gonna wait for her a little bit so I can hear her talk. Gomez says, I rarely follow celebrity stories. They are time consuming and toxic most. I know. But hopefully we're putting a different light on this right now to extract some of those lessons, right? Yep. Gracious greatness. Struggle love describes a woman mostly who constantly find herself in relationship with men who do not have their affairs in order. Yes, I agree with that. That's another way of saying it. Yep. You see how definition keeps changing? That's why I was going hard on Omoye's corner. We should express what we want instead of using pop culture phrases. Hey, Jesus. Why is Omoye collecting now? No, I know what you mean, Marriott. Try to call back in. I'm waiting for you a few minutes, Tima. Good man, call. What's the opposite of struggle love? I don't know. Opposite of struggle love. I don't know. Struggle love, even if you're a man, you need to feel safe and secure about the direction of the relationship. If you don't, you probably should back off and figure things out first. Because let me tell you something, when you get into marriage, you're still going to have issues. You need to learn, there's going to be conflicts that you need to resolve and stuff like that. So starting off on the wrong foot is just, the wrong foundation is just an obvious wrong foundation. By default, you're probably not going to have a solid foundation because you don't know what you don't know, right? But like seeing stuff and not addressing it before you move forward, yeah, that's struggle love. And you could tell by the way you argue, or you're going out of your what's the word? You're going out of your way to defend the other person. You're going out of your way to make it look a certain way. Yeah, it's not sustainable because you're still going to be tested later on, right? Ola Sahil Speaks panel, you were trying to tell them that being a good enough is not enough and they were on your case. Last week, right? They will figure it out later on. I know, before it had a name, struggle love, I could never. Yes, it's something you feel for the most part. You could feel it. You just know you are struggling, you know? And that's why I like the language struggle love. You're struggling. It doesn't matter what people's opinions are. You are struggling. The reason why you're struggling could also be because of you. Maybe you just don't know what you don't know, but it's still called struggle love. It's still the same solution. You back off and you go sort that out. Why is it that this relationship feel like I'm struggling? And sometimes it's very obvious. It's just you pouring your savings into that person's life. Even if it's a man into a woman, it's like that person is draining you, either financially, spiritually, mentally. It's draining, right? Don't do it. It's not necessary. Right? Let people be whole human beings, and then you like them. Even at that, you will still collect, because this is two different human beings coming together, right? So how much more when you go into it with obvious situations, right? I just think it's a bad idea personally. I've always said to myself, long before I became an adult, that I would never subscribe into what I think struggle love is. It's just not worth it, you know. And it doesn't mean you can't build with another person. There's a difference between building with a person and struggling with the relationship itself. It's two different things, you know. So just keep that at the back of our minds. I keep hearing the bare minimum. What is that? Also, what is the top maximum? Bare minimum is, like, for example, you want to be a good person. Yeah, that's the bare minimum. You're expected to be a good person. Expecting that somebody must love you romantically because of that is what's the word? That's like I say you don't whine me. You think that's all it takes? Well, that's what that is. Let me bring her to the stage now. I think it should be better now. Hopefully, can you hear me? She just dropped off. I think she's having a bad network. That's gonna have to be another day because it's now 7:01. I think today this is a mega story. You know, share. What's the lesson here? Struggle love, avoid it. Especially emotional, at emotional level, avoid it. Please don't do it to yourself. It's not sustainable. Okay. Also, okay. Let me see. I think Chie, how far? Chie, can you hear me? Maybe it's us. Chie, unmute yourself. You're on the show now, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me? No? Yes? Your microphone is not working? Can everybody hear me, by the way? Everybody still hearing me? Can you hear Chinye and it's just me?
Oh, my bad.
Okay, all right.
Is this new headset that they gave me at work that you have to press the button? It's so annoying.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't pressing the button.
You remember me today, Chinye. You remember me today. See your life. See your life.
I said, make I remember you today. Make I come say hi.
How you doing? You good?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I enjoyed today. You know, try to use today being that it was off. Try to do one or two things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho.
What's your take on this? So, what's your take on this mega story? All weekend.
My take on this is that you can see that Toto is like really hurt. Tonto is really hurt, and you know, like I know it's like 7 years. I really wish that she would go back to that work that she was, you know, she started doing earlier. Like it was after when she went on Daddy Freeze's show, and I'm not sure which therapists or counselors that she was engaged with, and she started doing some work, and she started being quiet. But it'd be like, say that tick went off, bing, and the scoring came back. But
right, yeah.
But to be honest, it's gonna be it has to be like a constant work. Like I think she's not in that mind space yet to. It's like, yes, when homeboy wished his son a happy birthday, she was like really mad that, oh, you're coming to wish him a happy birthday, but you're not contributing, you're not reaching out. But both of them are not in that mental space to be adults about the whole situation, to be cordial.
Right.
Because maybe if she gets to that mental space to be cordial, maybe he might start coming around. But at the same time, she was contradicting herself because in one hand, she said that he's not coming around. In the other hand, she said she don't need him to come around. And then she also mentioned that one based on the court case or the custody battle case, that court saw what she was saying in terms of, even though she couldn't really, you know, prove it at a court of law, the whole diabolic side. That's probably why they gave them conditions as to how he would get to see the children. I mean, see his son. But it also sounded like she doesn't want him. It's kind of like a way to just anything to like punish him. It also kind of seemed like under the same breath, it sounded like she also would not allow him if he was to want to come see him.
Right.
Yeah. but I'm just really hoping that at a point she would just have to, she just have to accept that there will not be any what is the word? There wouldn't be any closure.
Right.
She just have to lick her wounds and just take that personal decision and know that, okay, me forgiving this person and not letting whatever he's doing get to me is just for my own sake.
Right.
Once her mindset or her brain gets to that part where she understands that that's for her own sake, I think that might help her to move on. Whether he comes out to, try to show his behind, and I mean, I don't like, you could wish your son a happy birthday, but I personally understand where she's coming from. It's like, oh, you're wishing him a happy birthday, but
she was pissed off. She was just pissed off. Like,
how dare you? You're over here sneaking around, grabbing pictures from my page to wish him a happy birthday. You know, trying to show the world that you're this father. Now, the one that really pissed me off is the busybody of her friend.
Which one?
Madame Ogala.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that person before this news. I guess they're getting their own clout.
No, I mean, I know her from some other major drama out there, but I mean, I understand that you're trying to support your friend and, you're all pissed off about this man, but that was not your place.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I mean, she has her own major drama she was dealing with. Lay her face up front and deal with that drama on that side, and live this with I don't know if you know the whole story with Prophet X. The Zimbabwean guy, in South Africa.
With Tonto, or are you talking about a separate?
With Doris Ogala. That one, that's the whole situation in one corner. I'm not even gonna get into that.
With this Doris Ogala person, right?
Ogala.
Oh, I need to check that out. South Africa go collect. South Africa, they have their own crazy pastors
the guy. Oh my God, this it's a guy called Prophet. If you type Prophet X on YouTube, his own thing is to oust pastors, but behind the scenes he's a crook himself.
Oh wow.
So there was a situation whereby Doris Ogala. I don't know if you heard the story about the young lady whose son got abducted when he went to some church in Warri area. Is it Warri? So Prophet X was all over that story, trying to, like, quote unquote, help out the situation. He had his own agenda. Doris Ogala got involved, and Doris was disguising herself as Chioma something. But Chioma is her name, and the other name that she was using was her father's name. But she did that on purpose so that we didn't know it was Doris Ogala. And eventually, Maureen, I don't know if you know Maureen, that always also speaks against all this fake pastors and fake prophets. What's her name? Maureen. Can somebody help me? Badejo. Maureen Badejo.
No, I've never seen these stories. I should check them out.
Oh my God, Maureen Badejo was the one who
post them in the group. Let me check them out.
Lord have mercy. It's a saga. I don't know if you have time.
Yeah, not today. Post them in the group later on. We'll see.
Oh God, it happened last year. And that at the end of the day, the child is still lost. And the mother of this child, she's a very strong woman, intelligent, but she's handicapped, and she also it looks like she has her own thing going too. Anywho, so that's how I knew about Doris Ogala.
So she's dramatic herself, Sha.
Lord have mercy. In the process of trying to help them find this
birds of the same feather.
Trying to find this because her own thing is, I don't like to see when someone is being mistreated. So
that's cap. They're just birds of the same feather.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, that's cap.
The same child, quote unquote. She then fell in love with Prophet X.
She fell in love with Prophet X. Weird.
While she was still in her marriage. Anyway, let me leave that side, I beg. But when I saw her carrying her two left legs to come out to
she's making, if you do this for your friend in the name of accountability, let's just check this way, you're making it worse for your friend and even for the children.
Exactly. The kind of friends that Toto Tonto Dike needs are friends that will pull her by the corner and say, "Listen, sis,
Yeah.
I completely understand your pain. I was there with you when you were going through it, but this is not the best way to go about it. Like try to like call them on their BS. If she gets mad and
Right.
don't want to be their friend anymore, that's fine. But you're being honest to your friend. You want the best for your friend, not
That's the whole point. You're helping them see what they can't see when they are caught up in their emotions. That you're so, but if
exactly
everyone gets caught up in their emotion and everybody's flying off the handle, it's like no wonder.
like we can't build ourselves and be better people. I want someone to hold me accountable, and I'll hold my friends accountable as well. I mean, it's not the funnest thing to do, but
No, it's not easy because sometimes you don't want to offend your friend. You already know how painful this issue is for them, so even you might be empathizing with them, but at least be able to see beyond the overreaction of that moment and say, you know what, let's not turn this baby's birthday into like it's now like, come on, let's wait. Okay, let's wait for 2 months. Let's not make it King's birthday. You know.
it's just so
Anyway.
crazy that it's like they're so predictable that at this point we know, okay, this child's birthday, if when it comes up, we already know we're gonna expect XYZ. And Tonto really needs to stop giving this man like so much power.
Yep.
And it's shameful at this point that he's now is the one who's now turning things around, saying, "Oh, you need to move on, this and that." Like it's
Yeah,
a
so they're
shame.
flipping it on her. They're flipping it on
Right.
her. Yeah, she's
Flipping
been
the
held.
script.
She's been held accountable now because, in her own words, she said that she gave him the clout, right? So if you have the bigger clout, this is how the world works. You probably will be held more accountable, right? You're expected
Right.
to be able to control yourself more. It's just the way it works, because people are saying you knew this guy. You even lied to cover his tracks. So it's like half of the people at least who have a hard time empathizing with you. They said,
Right.
no, hold yourself back.
I mean, I do empathize with her in terms of it was really painful, and in terms of the whole, when she was physically abused, had like this huge black eye and
Mm-hmm.
everything. But
I know, right? That's
her
crazy too,
behavior
right?
now, it's no, this is not working. This is not looking good for you out in the streets. Yeah, you
Yeah.
would claw anybody down who tries to say anything to you. But you could do all that clawing down, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna like the outcome of your son.
Mm-hmm.
Like later on when he might have a misunderstanding with you because of all these things that are happening right now, or if
Right.
he wants to have a relationship with his dad, what, you're gonna fight him for it? You're gonna start sabotaging it,
Right.
and then that will make that child build some resentment for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout
hey,
out to
Sam.
Samolu. Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's
be like,
it's gonna be the whole being a moral police in this for any of the sides is not gonna work. It's very simple. The result that Tonto is generating or she's potentially going to generate with regards to that baby is not gonna be good. It's that simple. I'm not trying to moral police her or the ex, right? The main point here today is that if you move like this, your children will suffer regardless of what your good intentions are, regardless of if you're on the receiving, if you feel like you're on the receiving end of it and it's not fair, right? Listen, you're an adult. You play your part. Play your part, whatever that is, right? That means at the very minimum, you are capable, if you're willing, you're capable of not responding to BS.
yes, I do see that Kemi was saying that Churchill needs to apologize to her. To be honest, they need to apologize to one another because
Mm-hmm.
they have trashed one another
Who
out
do you
in
who
this
do you
social
think has the higher
media.
chances of leading with that apology?
Churchill, yeah, right. You were waiting for him till afterlife, and of course, we already know Tonto is not gonna do it either.
Since we want to be fantasizing about apologies, this This guys, these guys are not gonna apologize to each other. Pride is let me pull it up here. Pride is a bastard. There's when pride takes you on, it shows up. It shows up with it needs something. It needs the fact that life has been unfair to you, oftentimes, right? So like pride don't show up to people that is like you just see there like that guy is just arrogant. No, that's not pride. Pride it comes with the fact that actually you can look at a few things, a few events, and say yes, life has been unfair to that person, but you will now use that to set up unrealistic expectations, like we are doing right now. Like these ones are going to come back and apologize to each other. No, it's not going to happen. That one is busy calling her weary. She's saying, no, this guy hurt me and my child. I believe she believes that. Listen to what I just said. I believe she believes that. For as long as she continues to believe that, she believes that life has been unfair to her and her child. Like, how dare he lie to me? I got pregnant for him. Her own words. She resents a piece of the identity of her own child. So you might say, but a person cannot be prideful if life was unfair to them. Actually, it's when they're prideful, because devil needs something to use. It needs something authentic to use to put you in that space of pride, where you can prove, you can back it up. Like, I have the right. Where you start saying, I have right. That's pride. You have the right to be prideful. If it was as simple as arrogant, we could just check and say, you're a narcissist, you're arrogant, but it's not that simple. Pride, when I'm talking about within context of relationships, because life has been unfair to you, and we're now asking you, like the young lady said earlier, to take the higher road, and you're like, what? That's not fair. Take the higher road, Bitibawo. I was the victim. There's a fine line between that and the pride we talk about here. You just can't see. You feel like you're the only one in the equation. You feel like you're the righteous one. And the other person should apologize. So when people say people should come together and apologize, I am always going to call cap on that. Always.
Stop the cap.
It's not realistic. It's usually one person will take the higher. They might meet together later on, but somebody has to lead. And that's a big test, because everyone is feeling like it's unfair. Both sides. So that's why I keep saying it's almost very difficult. It's going to take humility. Humble yourself. Humility is not something you just say, I do it because it's simple. Humility is very hard for human beings. It's very hard. But Chinye, I'm sorry. I know you're muting back and forth because you're giving me space to talk. Talk, Jerry. Let me hear your final words.
Yeah, sorry. It's good that I was even muted because my son was over here making dinosaur noises.
Oh, okay.
No, but what you're saying is true. This human life, man, it's really, really complicated. Different experiences, different events shapes us, and it's for us to either allow it to make or break us, depending on what it is. That's why sometimes when you see some people, you say, man, they don't even look like what they're going through. When some people will wear it as a fight, like gele and rapper,
Yeah.
But in my, where I'm in my life, I'm all for learning. I'm all for improving myself. I'm all for, therapy to address whatever past traumas that I have, because I just want my peace and I want my soft life.
Right.
Right. That's all I want.
Yes, so soft life. Engage your soft life. You deserve it. Everything else will fall in place.
Yes, so.
All right.
Now money they take chop soft life, so.
Money go come. Don't worry.
Amen.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up. Of course, you're welcome anytime. All right.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
Later, yeah.
Bye.
Kemi came back. She said, Kemi, I felt like he disappeared for a while. She said, Churchill, should apologize to her and start being responsible financially for his child. Tonto keeps complaining that he hasn't paid any fee, meaning she wants him. He's jobless. You can't make a man. He was always like this. You remember the point where when I read where she said he took his new family to overseas. It's all struggle soft life. Oh. I can't tell you how many people I know personally that do this struggle soft life thing. Oh. They are owing so much more money, but they will look on the outside like they are balling. But actually they are borrowing from Paul to pay Peter, and they extract a little bit, they live that lifestyle, they paint a picture on the internet for you. That guy has always been what he's always been. It's unrealistic to ask people to become what they are not. Okay? So the key word in your statement, Kemi, and I think that many of you are probably feeling this way. I believe many of you feel this way. The key word here is should. Should. It's a fantasy world. You're telling what it should be. It's not the reality of things. It has never been the reality of things. This guy has always been a Yahoo boy, according to Tonto Dikeh herself. He's not going to change. Highly unlikely. He might change. Tonto can change too, right? People can change. I believe people do change. But it's highly unlikely because you can't teach old dogs new tricks, especially if they've been getting away with it, especially if you've enabled them to get away with it. With all the lies that I showed you earlier, that she lied to enable this guy's behavior. So I'm more concerned about the unrealistic aspect of asking him to come and apologize, or asking Tonto to go and apologize. That one is even more unrealistic. Tonto is not apologizing. She will never, it will take the grace of God. She will never let him win. That's what she said, her own words. It's unrealistic. The first step is that any individual who cares for a better result out of here need to engage wise counsel. Any premature apology will fall back on his face. Remember, she's engaged therapy before. Premature apologies don't work. They don't work. They will make you resent. The next resentment will be harder because you told me, you promised you will never do it again. But because you is still you did it again anyway. So I don't encourage people to rush to apologies. Apologies are some of the worst tools that the devil uses against people, because people bring apologies that doesn't hold any weight, right? They apologize because they just want this issue to go away, or sometimes they apologize too much so the person doesn't even believe the apology, right? No, this is going to be a process. It starts with wise counsel. They both need mentors, particularly Tonto, because that's the person that we care about. The person when you claim to care about Tonto, you need to be giving her what she can do without attempting to control another person that has shown up as who he is from day one. It's not going to work. It's unrealistic expectations. If you care about Tonto, you will give her the tips. Not Tonto Dikeh, she doesn't care about us. But any Tonto out there, if you care about them, you will give them the tips to redirect the course of their life. And that is not trying to control another entire human being. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay? So we tend to do this, no, nobody should do nothing. People should be who they are. If you want better results, you better engage some wisdom. It's probably something you're doing that's wrong, because she keep creating the same results. There is no way days after that baby's birthday that she doesn't regret, why did I make that baby's birthday about this nigga? So she's gonna have to change something. If he's complaining to us because he actually, oh, by the way, he clapped back too. I didn't talk about it because he's not the rock star in this equation, so whatever, man, you know. But he clapped back too. He said move on. But what do you expect from a guy like that? Of course he's going to say move on. He's going to probably use to chase a little bit of clout. He doesn't care. He's never cared. Don't forget that. He doesn't care.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't. I don't care.
So let's round up like this. Let me just read some comments. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. The guy no interest. Yeah, it doesn't care. Don't apologize to me. Change the behavior. Exactly. The best apology is change behavior. Consistent. Changed behavior, right? Someone, shout out to accountants. Someone like Tonto, you can't detect what she should do or how she should behave. As she matures over time, she will come to realization over her time. Yeah, but some consequences are too costly. If you, just in case you're a Tonto in the audience, no, you can start the change you're looking for today. Okay, but you're right. We can't force people. Just like I'm asking, no one should be forcing anybody. But if you see your results right now, it's not what you like. I encourage you, start making some changes. Because you actually can. It's just a decision. It starts with the decision. There's more to it. You have to do the work, right? Churchill is waiting for King to be older. He will collect. After all the hard work is done by Tonto, he will invoke biology to say, I am still your father. He will collect. How many times have you heard that story before? If you're not in that baby's in that baby's life, you're not a father. You're just a biological donor. That's a fact of life. That's not something we made up. Traditional people always tell themselves this stupid stuff. It's one of the stuff we'll cover tomorrow. Like, oh, the child will come back and no, they will resent you. They don't know you. About your biological, yeah, exactly. Like chemical, like titration inside the laboratory. It's useless. Not especially children of these days. Not especially, but even those of the olden days. They don't know you. They don't know you. That's that nature. That's about it. Oh, I was told that's my father. Yeah, I guess that's my father. They don't know you like that. And it's so hard for people that claim to be traditionalists to comprehend that. I'm like, no, that baby does not know you. Just because like the baby will always come back to me. No, don't. If there are things you can do right now, you don't want to be 20 years from now, and your own baby looking at you like a stranger, and you're like, but I'm. So you go collect. I'm telling you. As for the wow, aren't you a good dad? Because a father is playing with his children in the playground. That's so patronizing. Yeah, so they don't know you, man. We're emotional beings. Someone that's never built any kind of connection with you just because somebody told them a story and then that's it. When they're an adult and they have their own life, the only connection they might have with you is they have to now deal with the fact that they were fatherless. If they were actually father. If there's a stepfather, nothing. If you guys know who Tope Alabi is, do you remember that story? Some guy that came out and tried to claim that he's the father of our first daughter. That story was buried in 1-2 weeks. Useless. He just basically dragged himself in 1 week. It's useless. Don't do that to yourself. Gentlemen, don't do that to yourself. It's the child that you're present in their life. That's the child that will know you. Okay? That's the child that will know you. Let me see. Mary Prestige came in and said, so how can this be resolved? I don't think Tonto should just accept and move on. No, there's no accepting and move on. She's going to accept a lot. She doesn't have a choice. She has to accept a lot. She has to accept the choices she's made in the past. Like choosing a Yahoo boy. She has to accept that she did that. Why? Because it just is. It's the past. You can change the past, right? You need to accept that, right? If she continued to repaint what I just said as that's just an evil person, she will continue to hurt, right? Because what do you do with evil people? You try to hurt them, but in that process, you hurt yourself. So she's going to. There's something between accepting and moving on. Healing is a process. It's going to be a lot of work that she needs to do, right? It's basically a professional, hopefully a wise counsel that will listen to the story and help her interpret it and extract the blessings in that story. There are tons of blessings in that story, but she's focused on the hurt in the story. Every story has blessings in it, right? But oftentimes we tend to focus on the part that hurt us, right? And we're just trying to, and we rub it small, and then we wound ourselves again, and we hurt it short. You know, when you keep peeling, there's a wound on your hand, and you keep That's me, by the way. And you keep peeling it and you don't allow it to heal. Sometimes you have to be disciplined and let it be. Accept it. And then you can put the loads up all over and let it heal, right? And then that skin will be back there. But if you keep peeling it, yeah. So acceptance is actually, fortunately, a big part of the equation. That's why closure is cute. I want closure, but sometimes in life, some things you have to let go. Closure is inside of you. Sometimes having a conversation with a person is not necessary. It could be necessary, but you sometimes you can't afford to wait for it. Right? So she doesn't have a choice. She will accept it by force by fire anyway. But what if she can control that process as a process of healing, right? And then she can move on because she wants to, because actually the best thing to do is move on, right? So some of this stuff are default. She's going to have to do it anyway. But if she jumps to it and she keeps jumping back and forth, every birthday of King, she will continue to hurt. Or anytime that guy posts something, she's pissed off. Or somebody tries, or somebody say, oh, Churchill, ex-husband of Tonto, she will always be angry. That means they have a remote control of her life. That means that guy has the remote control of her life. Yeah. So the solution is that she needs to engage wise counsel. I've said that quite a few times. Wise counsel. I don't know her full story. I don't know what's going on. She needs to engage someone that will be patient to go through that process with her, and she needs a support system for a while. Okay. See, it's easy to destroy. It's very hard to build. So if both of them have been destroyed for 7 years right now, they're gonna have to work for longer. Okay, but it doesn't mean they have to wait. They just have to get into the process right now. So that's the solution. It should be held accountable. You don't think it's being held accountable? Do you think anybody wants to do business with this guy? It's a Yahoo boy. Anyway, it depends on what you mean by held accountable, right? Because I mean, how many times have I said on this stream that this is a Yahoo boy, right? Do you think anybody just want to wake up one day and say I'm a Yahoo boy? How bad do you need it to be that this is a Yahoo boy? Ladies, you're going to have to face yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I can't pick a Yahoo boy. That's it. Chicken now. Simple. Why? Because whatever drama comes with the Yahoo boy or hush puppy, you're going to have to eat it up. What? He should be held accountable. It's not easy being a single mother. Oh, life is not easy. So, I understand. I get it. But now she should be engaged in process that will make it easier for her. And first step, acceptance. But acceptance is not easy. So that's why I made the first step, engage wise counsel. She needs support system, not friends that want to jump onto the internet to help her hold Churchill accountable. That is not a friend. That's not healthy. That person is making life worse for her. Okay? It could be these ones are talking to each other. Shout out to Gracious Greatness and Cynthia. I will never understand the pathology of people who had lied to get into a relationship with someone. What do they expect to happen eventually? I know. So they met each other. They're both liars. Because if I'm getting with you and you're lying to the world that I am Obasanjo, I'll be like, babe, no, I'm not Obasanjo. Why are you saying that? So clearly he's responsible for that lie, right? So it is what it is. The accountability thing is just, for me personally, I gotta be honest with you, it's a struggle thing for me. I don't get when people try to hold strangers accountable. I'm like, hold yourself accountable. Okay? Hold yourself accountable. Stop with that, I don't know, Sha. Maybe I've asked before, what do you mean by accountable? And people will say, just telling them what they did wrong. What he did wrong is being a Yahoo boy. He started with that. So he's a liar. He lives a life of lies. He has to continue to lie to cover his tracks, including when he gets with a young lady like Tonto, especially if he's just trying to chase clout. That's an example of doing the bare minimum, as I said earlier. This is the biggest lesson, and be careful who you have children with. Children are a responsibility and not a magic wand you wave at your partner to change their behavior. I couldn't have said that any better. K Pearl, shout out to you. Yeah, you don't get to use your children. You're just gonna have to hold yourself accountable. That's the best you're going to do. I made a gentlemen. I made a child with this person. Yeah, you're gonna have to design a life around that fact of life, even if they were the worst evil person, most modern men, non-feminine, non-submissive, all of that. You're gonna have to eat that up completely. That's why I said it's patronizing the playground scenario. You attract who you are. This is 100% true. I think this is another great lesson we could take from this. People don't like when we say this because it's almost like you're not holding the other person accountable to. It's 100% true all the time. Kemi, you want to call in? Kemi is the star of today's show. I have to let her call in. Let me see. I have to let her call in. I just dropped the link, Kemi. Come on in. Let me give you some few minutes. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's do it. I just dropped the link right there. Let me see. Gomez says you attract all, both good and bad, but it's who you follow. Well, it depends. Context matters. It's a one-liner, right? You attract who you are. It's a one-liner. So if we have to unpack that, we're probably saying the same thing. You attract all, both good and bad. No, it depends. So attract that Tato is using here is more holistic. Overall, in the long run, when you look at not just the momentary, like of course I could get out on the street, good and bad, we want a piece of that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about in the long run, your results are basically your responsibility. You know, that's what that was. But I'm sure you would agree with that, Gome. Right? Kemi, you just have to tap that link and then get out of YouTube and then come on inside. You know, so yep. All right. See, I'm gonna give her another 2 minutes. Hopefully, she made it in. Yes. The most important things is to try and maintain a cordial relationship when you split. Make it 100% about that's it. You know how much self-control is required to do that? Make it 100% about the children, their best interest only. It's everything you ever believed in. You feel like it's not fair. They just want to take advantage. He doesn't show. Sometimes it's as simple as he skipped the last 2 weeks. Maybe it's not even as bad as the Tonto situation, which is he skipped the last 5 years, right? Maybe it's just 2 weeks, but you're like, no, you're supposed to show up 50-50, you know, all that, and you're just resenting that, especially you know, it takes self-control, a lot of it, right? To put your child first. And why would anybody want to argue with the idea of putting your child first? Why? Because people get caught up in their feelings. Hurt people. It's just a reality. Oh no, but some people were hurt and they didn't really hurt people. This is one of those cases again. Do you need us to start unpacking? What do you mean? Give me an example of a person that's hurting people and it's not because they were hurt. They just fell out of the skies. They start hurting people. What if I added the 4th generation curse to it? Would it help you? Would that help? I mean that people think having babies even after they have spotted and flaws will change the color of the flag. Yeah. It won't. All right. We have Kemi Adekwaju. Welcome. Talk to me. Unmute your mic. Press unmute.
Hi, man of prestige. Can you hear me?
How are you doing? I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. First of all, I love your show. I found your show from Obodo Oyibo TV.
Okay,
so I've been following you since then, and yeah.
Good.
So when I say hold accountable, he's a man. He created a child with Tonto. You can't say he's a Yahoo boy, so you shouldn't pay. You shouldn't support his child. pay school fees. That's not an excuse. He has moved on with his life. He has a new family. How is he taking care of that family? How is he taking care of his current child? We shouldn't absorb this man and just say, accept the fact that he's a Yahoo boy. He can't do this. Just move on. It's not that easy.
Right. I agree with you on that.
Mhm.
Except one little piece. I didn't say he shouldn't pay because he's a Yahoo boy. Right? I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that okay, a couple of variables here, right? This is Nigeria, right? So the idea of child support, even though it's written in the law and is used, and people are charged, people are levied with child support a lot of time, even the court, but there's no way for them to track if this person's actually paying. There's no, like over here, they can garnish people's wages and stuff like that. So that's on top of the fact that that's Nigerian society. He has no income, right? So the best we can do, what I realize when you guys say hold accountable, is that you just wanted to say it, that he should be paid. Yeah, of course he should be responsible. To me, it's almost like this is bare minimum. He should be taking care of his child, right? But I want us to pay attention to our expectations as individuals, if you're listening to me at all, right? Because when you say he should pay, right, I agree with that, right? But if you're actual Tonto, if you get overly consumed by that idea, which is a fantasy at this point, you will get burnt up with that energy. You will become a Tonto. You'll be overreacting on the internet only naturally, because it's annoying. Like, as a man, you're supposed to be a man. You had a baby. You're supposed to take care of the baby. Why should I have to remind you all the time? If you get overly consumed by that, right, you're playing in unrealistic expectation zone. Because that's why I keep saying the Yahoo boy thing, right? He has no real life income. This is the person you knew. The only thing you can control here, remember I said that also about Judy. Say, go to the courts, use the powers, use the system. It's going to be a process. Yes, it's excruciating. Yes, it's going to feel unfair, right? That guy that they didn't allow to see his child, right? But that's why they call it due process. And due process is due in every society. In Nigeria, unfortunately, is draining. You might actually is designed to frustrate you out of the process. And I understand that, So it's not that I don't want to hold him accountable. I guess what I was missing is not making that statement. Like, no, you should be paying. I agree, 100%. Right? But the people listening to me are probably mostly a Tonto Dike, either a man or a woman. Somebody who feels like somebody robbed them off the wrong way. It's unfair. And I want them to continue to spread that news that you need to engage your own power here. And that power is not in holding people that have shown you who they are, holding them accountable. There's no power in it. Are you there?
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Right. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. And I guess also men could be listening to this and they can think they can just get away with that. They'll collect. I keep saying that. I said that earlier. So you're just going to show up 7 years later from now. It's my boy. I just want to show. No, you won't. Because I've coached people that have to go back after 11 years to go and fight for custody because they were blocked out. They have their own story too. And Toto used her own mouth and her own phone to admit that she had been blocking this guy out. She allowed him to the birthday. What if he's also holding resentment? If you don't allow me, because it's of that same school of thought. If you don't allow me to see my child, I'm not paying Shingbai. What if he's using that too? Right?
Yeah, but if he starts paying, I think that will soften Tonto's heart towards him.
You think so?
Yes.
I think that's unrealistic expectations.
Over time, he has to prove himself. Slowly over time, she sees he's responsible financially at least. I think she'll warm up to him.
No, I agree over time. I agree that, actually, I think I said this on Auntie B's platform, that if you're in this kind of situation as a man, you need to exercise patience, especially if you're going to claim to want to be the leader in that equation, right? You have to exercise probably a lot more patience, and you can't be responding to everything that Tonto say on the internet. That's not gonna work, right? You know, so the issue with that in reality now is that he needs to hold himself accountable and say, I'm not going to respond to that, even though that's unfair. I should be able to say something. I can't tell you how many men talk like that. They're like, no, we need to hold this woman accountable too. Once they say two, I'm like, that's when I say, why are you competing with your woman? Did you claim you want to be a leader, right? So it's the same issues across the board. Either you're the man or the woman. We gotta look at one person. In this case, let's say the person we're talking to is the man. You feel like everything is unfair, right? She didn't let you see the baby, so okay, guess what? You want a different result? Okay, you're gonna have to take the higher road. No, screw that. I don't want to take the higher road. That's just unfair. Well, okay, keep enjoying the result you're enjoying. Guess what? What I just said is the same thing for Tonto.
Yeah. Did you watch the evidence videos on Tonto's YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's just full of receipts. I believe
Exactly.
everything.
What was the common theme there? It was, I paid this. Look at, I paid school fees. He only paid child support for X number of months.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, the main issue in all this is you're not supporting me financially.
Right. Let's say this right now. I think this is a conversation that will come up in the single mother, single fatherhood thing, right? Like you said in the chat, being a single parent is not easy.
Yeah.
It's not beans.
Yeah.
It's nothing anybody should be insinuating or try to deliberately move towards. No. If there are other things you can do to avoid that, you should. Circumstances, life happens. Sometimes you're just trying to avoid a toxic situation, and you should, right? But let's be clear. It's not easy for anybody to be a single parent. Not only do they spend most of the money, regardless of how much they're paying in child support, they spend most of the money in terms of kind, in terms of taking care of the baby. There's no way you can compete in terms of input with the person who actually has the custody of the baby. You know, so I get that. I'm sure she had even more receipts than she showed us in that video, right? But again, she's what you were trying to avoid, the magic word here. She has to accept this.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy. That's why I think she should forgive herself first.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't do her due diligence before she married him. If she wasn't such in a rush to, I don't want to say pepper them, but you know those
she was doing exactly that, peppering them.
Yeah, she was trying to pepper them, you know, really, oh, this is that. Not really taking the time to get to know him, know his source of income and all this. She rushed into it, you know. She should just forgive herself for making that.
She needs to forgive herself. She needs to forgive herself. And I think
help her.
Go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
That will help her let go of that resentment she has for him, first of all. You know, and then she should now make her son the primary focus. Like, okay, how can we move forward now?
Right.
Train this child together. She just forgive herself and just forgive him, even though he's not worth. If he has not come out to apologize and own up to all the wrongs he did her, but she should just forgive the situation.
Let me ask you this question, Kemi. If a guy that will go as low as naming his new child King, right? On a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your expectations of him ever apologizing?
I don't know why he did that.
That's why I'm asking you. What's your expectations? A guy that will do it, he's been petty. That's why he did it. What's your expectations? 1 to 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being highest, 1 being low. What's your expectations of him ever coming to a point where he says, let me raise my vibration. Let me apologize to my baby mother. I tell men here all the time, say, that baby mother that you resent, you need to start loving them because they will only make your life miserable. There's nothing good that will come out of being petty with your baby mother, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your expectation of this kind of guy, right? Of him ever being able to ascend to that level where he would apologize to his baby mother. Are you thinking it?
Yeah. With love,
You know Siam, right?
So I don't see it right now, but I feel like if he grows as a person down the line and
Mm-hmm.
comes to the realization of his mistakes, it's
How
something
many
to tend
years?
to.
How many years are you saying?
In the next 5 years,
So let's say 5 years.
like if,
Five plus King is how old now? 8 years old.
mhm.
So King
I
is going to
think
be
it's
13 years
yeah.
old. I be with forgetting that part. Nothing is waiting for you in that time. That you're deciding to be a child as a man, right? That child is going to be 13 years old. At the age of 13, these kids are basically, at that point, their brain, their IQ is like our level when we're 26. Double it up, right?
Yeah.
What about resentment levels? Is it growing higher and higher for Tonto? Could Tonto
Oh
resort back
yes.
to smoking Igbo and then completely losing herself in that process? Is that possible?
Oh yes, because she's still very much pain. You can still see that she's hurting.
Yeah. So
And he keeps people say accept, move on. It's not that easy to move on when the cause of your pain is still poking at you.
you're definitely new here.
You know?
There's
Yeah.
something we always lead with. We say everything we say on this platform is easier said than done. Everything.
Mhm.
Everything we say here is easier said than done. That's why it's not just us gossiping about celebrities. We're digging deeper. Like, what are the thoughts, the emotions and stuff? It's not easy. It's not easy for even me as a man to not be caught up in my emotions when somebody decides to abuse me with words. Say something not nice about me, right? It's not easy. But that's precisely why it's highly rewarding if you can figure your way out to doing it. Right? If she gets to a space today, I said it earlier, it's going to be a process. She has to engage wise counsel. If she figure out how to get to that acceptance level, it's going to be highly rewarding for her own peace of mind, for her child. And this guy, again, I don't know if we can necessarily change him, but at least we can extract all the value we can extract out of him as a father. Because after all, he wants to show that he's a king, right? You just collect money from him, like, not make him, because you're supposed to do it anyway, but he might feel a little better about the idea of donating a little bit into donating extra more than spam, right? But the only angle we can go here to extract the best results is for her, for either of the two, to really put the child first. That's it.
Yeah.
If they keep getting caught up in their emotions, so because Tonto now, if she says, "Oh, you should behave," that's still her getting caught up in her emotions. If he says, "No, if he doesn't allow me," that's both of them, the adults, fighting like elephants, and the grass, the babies are the only one that suffers. Because they're adults.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Chi, you say expectation zero. I guess for you is zero too. You don't really expect this guy to take the higher road. You don't, right? Right, Kemi?
I don't see it.
You don't see it, right?
And his wife doesn't seem to be helping matters. Like, isn't she advising him? Like,
The wife,
oh,
anybody that will marry
yeah.
that guy after all these stories is probably on his side. He's probably telling a certain type of story that will make her lie and say Obasanjo is the father. Those type of lies, right? So she's probably being manipulated the same way Tonto was manipulated too, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So we don't know so much. We don't know so much about what's going on behind the scenes, but we can tell here that pride is playing a role here. Unrealistic expectation is playing massive roles here. And if they don't disengage from that on either side, it's going to take one person to lead. It's almost impossible. I'm not saying miracles are not possible. It's almost impossible that they will simultaneously come one day and say, "Let's apologize." Somebody's going to have to lead. The question is, who's going to do it first?
Yeah.
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 Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome anytime.
Oh, yeah. Always.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. The name thing happened to me too. It is so painful and will make you feel replaced. Yeah, it will test everything. Easier said than done. I know that's one of the problems with my face. When we're doing this show, we play the sound effect. It almost seems like Allah is making it sound so simple. Everything we say here is easier said than done. Everything. Since she can't move on, she should just change her strategy of how she interacts with him. Yeah. So the change is constant. It's either you change or the change will happen for you. Completely up to you. But if you're letting the change happen for you, there's going to be consequences. That means you're allowing, I don't know. It's just a bad idea. You need to be a little bit more intentional with this kind of stuff. Shout out to Binkwe. Binkwe, how you there? But then how long will she be hurting? I know it is not easy, but you have to think of your own sanity at a point. That's what that it's not easy. She needs a support system. She needs to engage wise counsel. She needs to retain a permanent support system for at least a year, 1 year. She needs to accept that she made the wrong choice and move on. Because life will move anyway. You know when they say we move. Yeah, Adebusala, shout out to Adebusala. So when he gets older and wants to have a relationship with his children, he will call King 1, King 2. Wala. She will start fighting her son for being ungrateful. Yes! Listen, these things, they spread like wildfire. Right now, it seems so slow. But by the time you look back, your son is 21 years old, and you're like, whoa. After everything I've done for you? I'm telling you. So when, it's a bad idea. They need to do something as soon as, the earlier the better. It's easier said than done, the earlier the better. Just accepting and not engaging wise counsel is also a bad idea. Because it's probably just resentment. The next birthday, she will blow up again. She's been accepting for a few months. So just accepting and not engaging wise counsel is also a bad idea. She needs a support system to make sense out of all of this and replace the meanings that she's attaching to these events with healthy meanings. Listen, when events happen in life, you have two choices. You attach worst case scenario or best case scenario. And of course, everything in between, right? If you attach meanings that are worst case scenario, meaning this person just want to hurt me, they're just evil, you will hurt yourself because naturally you would defend yourself. You feel attacked, you defend yourself, right? But if you start learning how to attach meanings, healthier meanings, what's the best case scenario here? This guy's a Yahoo boy. I chose the wrong person. But maybe we can still get something out of this. Let me just make sure I behave myself as an adult. And then whatever comes after that, I know I've done the work on myself. I know I make sure that my child is, because he lives with me, he's seen good example of what it means to be an adult. So we can mitigate that risk. Because he's living in a single parent household right now. He's going to see stories about himself plastered all over the internet, right? His name is King Gomodayo. Some says go Google his name. You see all this stuff all over. His legal name everywhere, right? But at least you can see good example. He was raised with a good mother. But listen, go easy. It's easier said than done. But that's where she's at. That's what she's gonna have to work with, Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one for the next several years for all of them. I feel like Churchill really don't care. I know it's terrible. I don't know, a person that will lie that Obasanjo is their father. I don't know. There's not much expectations outside of let the law go and sue him, use the system. I don't know what expectation. I don't know what you want from him. If he's going to tell that kind of lie, I don't know. But oh well, to each his own. So do me a favor. We did 3 hours. This was a mega story as I expected it to be. Share, please share with 10 people. Grab the link to this video, share with 10 people by email. Let them know we're here talking. But more importantly, please make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Shout out to Kemi and Chinye. Shout out to Tima tried to call in, but it looked like the signal wasn't working. Shout out to you all. APM, shout out to you, APM. You're talking for the first time. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. He says, greedy and selfish people are vulnerable and easy to be manipulated. Tonto should admit our own roles in the failed relationship. Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to move forward for her. Anything else is like still giving the power to the Yahoo boy. I'm sorry, alleged Yahoo boy, because they don't catch him yet. We can say it's all alleged. Everything on this platform is alleged. Exactly. Churchy doesn't care about Tonto. She is giving him too much power. I know. And when we say people are giving too much power, it's almost a blurry line between like, I hold them accountable, like you were victim shaming almost. But I promise that's not what we're doing here. We also have to talk about power. That's what we talk about here. We talk about not just relationships, not just psychological terminologies and nonsense that you will read in books and all that kind of stuff. I also want you to engage your power. And sometimes I have to push the envelope a little bit where you might feel like we're victim shaming. Like, no, I promise I'm not. Your power. What results are you looking for? These are your point of leverage that you can. The other one you are looking for me to do, you can't control other human beings. You can influence them when you get yourself together. Okay? Anyway, go ahead and download my books, loveandprestige.com. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Tomorrow, come back here. We're talking about a single mother who said they will never date a single father. That's what we're talking about tomorrow. So make sure you come here 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. All right. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.